Alright, audio live time.
Okay. So try not to touch burrito. Understood. I'm feeling a little better, Bio. I still have occasional coughing fits here and there, but I'm feeling much, much better.
You know, the headphones aren't gonna do very much good unless you.
Yes, I know. I was trying not to torture the kitten any sooner than needed, though.
Okay, she can get yeeted to another room if she needs to be. She'll get bored and wander off somewhere eventually.
You think?
Yep. Happened when we were recording yesterday. She just wandered off. Then we didn't see her for 3 hours.
No cables,
Hey.
miss.
Just knock her away. She'll go.
I don't want to be mean to the kitten. Of course, kitten does need to learn proper behavior. She's decided my shoes are toys.
Well, I really need you to focus.
Sorry.
Well, there is no controlling customers' children. They are just incorrigible and uncontrollable. The best way to deal with them is to just medicate them into the ground. Just as they come through the door, let their parents know these are required shots that their children must be administered in order to be on premises, and then just slip them something that's gonna knock them out.
From the perspective of someone who works in a school, that's not how that works.
Yes, it is. So, just to be fully clear, I've made a bunch of stuff based on the previous session. I'm only going to be sending the stuff I had originally made for last week. Fair enough.
That terrifies me with regard to how many things have been made for both sessions that you don't think they can all just be done in one. I have one more customer tell me I can't tell off their children and they can't be asked to control them. Seriously, if I hear the words they're only 7 again. Yeah, I see it happen at work all the time when we have parent engagement events and the parents do nothing to reprimand their kids. It sucks. Fire. I fully get where you're coming from. Bio says there's also a lot of notes I made which were written before the previous session, so keep in mind when they were written if things seem off date wise with them. Says Bio.
Yep. So, in the time since last week, I've also massively destroyed my left hand. That was fun.
At least you're not left handed.
Yeah, that was useful. Just walking my ass into work and hit a patch of ice and Swiss cheesed my hand on the ground. Pretty great. It's probably to the point where I can, not need it bandaged for tomorrow, but it I was sitting in my office, like, with, you, you know, like the brown paper, like, paper towels that you have in, like, public restrooms?
Yeah, the super cheap, inexpensive ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
that don't actually dry anything for shit.
I had, like, one of those folded over in half just on top of my hand all day at work on Thursday. Like, applying constant pressure, and fucker was still bleeding at the end of the day.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, it wasn't bleeding like bad, but it was still leaking, you know?
Although, you know, because I have to tell the kids this all the time at work. Um, you keep something on a wound applying pressure for too long. When you go to eventually take it off, if the blood clots, you're just gonna pull up the clot when you pull up the bandage,
Yep. True story of that.
which just makes it bleed again. Okay, I've been on for way too long, I think, and the results weren't pretty when he removed it. Yeah, not surprising.
I mean, we've had multi-part images before. This, I think, is rivaling, if not surpassing, the longest one. I've not gotten to the bottom of it yet, I don't think. So, Bio, how long do you think it's going to be before we have a 26-part image? We have to start going into double letters. Whoa, what the fuck happened there?
The answer to that better not be anytime soon, Bio.
In before it already happened.
Let's see. Bio hasn't made any comments.
No, he's too busy posting images. Calm down. I'm not even. I'm literally not even done with the first one yet.
Yikes. Bio says this dot 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 was a special case.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
I understand that.
Understandable, however. Okay, I finally found the bottom of the first image.
What letter are you up to?
H.
Fire says, I mean this with all due respect, Bio, but what the fuck?
It's okay, everything's fine. By the way, ignoring the multi-parts, how many am I supposed to be looking for here? Just so that I am quite sure when I'm done and aren't just thinking Discord is like taking its sweet time uploading shit as has happened before.
14.
Excuse me.
That's what bio says, is 14.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Fire, you fucking what?
Jesus H. Christ. Okay.
Now I really stand by my statement of you could have sent some of these to him last.
Sorry, my internet literally just died there for a second.
Yeah, still reloading on my tablet, but that's not surprising.
Okay, I think we're good. YouTube's green again, so that's nice.
Yeah, just keep in mind this is less than the epilogue batch was overall numbers wise, but unlike the epilogue, all of these are full image projects instead of mostly being a where they are now thing.
Yeah, that was literally like my entire ISP.
No kidding.
Focus. Well, just knock her away. Don't pay her any attention.
No.
Don't pay her any attention. Because if she wants to be a pain, what's gonna happen is she's gonna get banished. Well,
That squeak.
and now she can't be in the way. Okay. Get over to the May side of things. And get that so I can see what I'm doing. And find the start. There we go. Oh. Okay, I'll just have to keep an eye on that. So, the end of a long journey home. It appears it's finally time for us to prepare ourselves to head out. Have you decided how we'll be handling this, Shez? Honestly, I'm still not sure what to do once we get out there. But until then, I know who I want to bring with me for this. Very well. Who will be embarking with you on the mission? Well, I certainly had a lot more people volunteer for this mission than normal, yourself included, but in the end, I'm planning to go into this with as small a team as possible. Are you sure about that? With the stakes of this mission being what they are, I can't imagine heading into this short-handed is the right move to make. Yeah, I know that, Dimitri. If we lose here, then that's it for us, but even with our plan being to try avoiding Gerald's group as much as possible, if we do run into them despite that, I don't want to bring any more of my friends against the Ashen Demon than I have to. Not again. I understand. Who's the team you're bringing then? They'll need to know if they're to be ready in time to depart. Well, Hanny and Flane are a given. I've fought alongside the both of them for a long time, so I know they can handle themselves without me. And I trust them both to get out of there if something goes wrong. And we're probably going to need Mercy too, just in case. And for your adjutant. Sorry, Dimitri. I know you want a part of this, but you're just too important to the kingdom to take with us if something does go wrong. Yes, I suppose you're right. Who are you bringing, then? I know you aren't gonna like hearing this, but I wanted to bring Mary... I'm going with you. Dorothea, what are... I said I'm going with you. When are we supposed to leave? What? Dorothea, I can't let you come with us like that. Why not? You didn't have a problem letting me participate in missions before. Yeah, but that was different. In what way, Shez? You still let me risk my life on those missions before, so what exactly is different between then and now? Well, this time, there's a decent chance that none of us are coming back. This isn't gonna be like the missions you were on with Marianne before. Even with the others there to protect you, hell, even with me there too. If we end up running into the Ashen Demon while we're out there, then we're done. I don't care. What was that? I said, I don't care how dangerous it's gonna be. I need to be out there. Even if you try to keep me from going, I'll just find my own way if I have to. Dorothea, why are you being so insistent about this? I don't think I've ever seen you like this before. Because there's something telling me that I have to go with you on this mission. I don't understand why I've felt like this, but no matter how dangerous it'll be or how weak I am compared to you and the others, the only thing that matters right now is that something about this mission is important to me. So I need to go with you to find out why. Let her come with you, Shez. Dimitri, you can't be... Shez, I understand why you don't want Dorothea to go on this mission. And under different circumstances, I'd agree with you. But whatever this feeling she has is, about there being something important she needs to find, but not knowing what it is, it's something I'm all too familiar with myself. I'm not saying this is an order from your commander, but asking it as a favor from one friend to another. Please let her go with you. How could I argue when you go ahead and see something like that? If that's how it is, then let's go and get your stuff ready, Dorothea. Thank you, Dimitri. It's nothing. I just hope you can find what you're looking for out there. Whatever it may be.
Bio says.
Meanwhile, Dimitri sits on the bench. Except not, because he's, like, actually plot for that. You can't bring him with you. He's a plot unit.
Yeah. So Bio says. So here you see that regardless of who actually went on that mission, I was going to find a way to trim that shit down to who I needed to be there, no matter what hoops I had to jump through. He also says, I get into it more in the more lengthy notes I sent, but so much of how this was going to turn out has been in my head for a long time now.
Okay. Continuing. Alright, looks like we managed to capture most of the area so far, and we've still had no signs of Gerald's group or her. Hopefully we can keep it that way until we find Rand. You aren't going any further than this. Huh? The kid? What are you doing here? You're one of the people that are here to hurt my brother. Brother? Who are you talking about? Whoa, what the hell? I'm not gonna let you hurt my brother. Kid, just calm down. Please put the knife down. I don't want to have to hurt you. No, I'm not gonna lose him. Not again. Again. Why did I? What's going on here? You alright? I can take you to our medical station if... Randolph said to stay at camp. Why am I here? Hey, did you say Randolph? He's my brother, and I won't... I'm not gonna let you kill him! I'm really sorry about this. Yep. Blade through the chest. Sorry, Fleisch. Oh no, levitated blade. I thought that was literally coming out of her chest. Where did she... I really don't want to do this. So please just stand down. I don't want to have to fight your brother like we are, but it's the only option we have. As long as you have to kill my brother, then I won't stop fighting until I know he's safe. So take this! Sorry, kid. Nothing personnel.
Let's see. And here, Shez murders a child. An insane child, but a child nonetheless. What a true hero. Oh, and Fleisch has some wacky expressions.
Fleisch does have some wacky expressions. You monsters won't kill my... I'm sorry. I wish we didn't have to do this, but... God damn it. Fleisch? What in the hell did you do to my sister? I'm sorry. She just showed up and attacked me. I tried to get her to back down, but... Why was she... I told her to... Ready your weapon. You should consider yourself lucky I haven't already struck you down on the spot. Now, ready your weapon. Okay. I assume you must be Randolph then? Correct. And the child you just killed was my sister, Fleisch. Look, I can't tell you how sorry I am that this happened, but I still can't afford to lose here. We have too much riding on this for me to fail now. Fine. Just know that no matter how many swords you have, they won't be enough to protect you from what I'm going to do to you for this. Wait, 2 swords, purple hair, and does that mean she's... If 2 swords won't do it, then how about we just make it 3? What the... Oh, fuck. Figures. I should have known that one of Edelgard's goons wouldn't even be able to follow such simple directions. You're the... demon. But... Why would you do something like that to your own employer? Because I made sure that he agreed to 2 very simple conditions, Randolph, before we agreed to work for him. But it seems that he didn't care enough about his own life to remember them. And unfortunately for him, I care so little about his life that I remembered both the condition he set for our deal and how this went for him last time as well. I remember you now. You're... How about instead of wasting more of my time, you actually do something useful for once, Rudolph? Ow, the hell? Why would you kick him at me like that? Well, we've had enough from you, thief. No more talking, no more running away, no more rising from the dead. We're finishing this. Now. You don't have to do this. If you just listen to me for a minute, then... Baloney. Did you just summon... Yes! Now just do us a favor and stay fucking dead this time, you thieving best... Enough, Byleth. voice. Byleth? Who the hell is Byleth? Don't worry, Byleth is Byleth, much like Colette is Colette.
No comments from Bio on this one.
Dorothea? What's she doing up here? I thought I told her to stay towards the back with the others. She's actually okay. How do you know that name? Wait, was she referring to the Ashen Demon before? I'm not sure how I do, but for some reason I do know that killing Shez like this, it isn't what you really want. Sure as hell feels like it is from where I'm standing right now. So what makes you think otherwise? Because it isn't what the others, we, would want you to do. I don't know what you're talking about. You haven't even met me before, so don't pretend like you know who I am. What's going on here? I'm still being threatened with a sausage. Byleth. No, go away so I can finish this. Is it me, or does it seem like Dorothea is suddenly a lot paler after hearing all that? You don't have to fight like this on your own anymore. So please, just come home. Byleth, I think something might be wrong with... The hell? What just happened to... And of course, both Byleth and JPEG simultaneously. Dorothea. How does she know? The hell happened to her, JPEG? Hey, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm gonna need you to back away so I can tell it. Shut your fucking mouth! Is she okay? I don't know. Her vitals seem fine, but I can't figure out why she suddenly passed out like this. God damn it, what the hell can we do? The fuck, if only we had it! Where'd you set your medical tent up here? What? I can't just tell you where we... Just tell us where the fuck Mercy is already! You also know about... Alright, well, never mind, just follow me. Okay, so I have no idea what the hell happened to her out there, but Mercy at least said Dorothea should be okay after she rests for a while. I have to say that I'm honestly surprised Mercy even let you in here like this with how dangerous you are. I was kinda expecting her to blast you on sight given the damage you've done before, but instead she just had this weird look on her face when she saw you and let you in like it was the most natural thing in the world. Hey, if I can just ask, why did you carry Dorothea here yourself? If you'd have just let me pick her up, I could have teleported here with her right away. You, don't seem to talk much when you aren't trying to kill someone, do you? You know, I'm just gonna go wait outside, I guess. We can finish this whenever you're ready. Come home? Why did she say that? Wibbly wobbly timey wimey bullshit, Byleth.
Well, let's see. Bio says a lot of the stuff for these few in particular are things included in the long form notes. Something this in particular does establish is a running trend of Shez just being confused as all hell over basically any interaction Byleth has with anyone.
What even happened out there? Our students, none of them should even know who you are anymore. Least of all, Dorothea. We always made sure to stay out of sight while we kept her safe in those battles Edelgard sent her into. So I can't understand how she knew your name like that. The only one besides me who calls you that is your dad, and the two haven't even met before. How are you feeling, Byleth? You heard what that thief said. If Mercy told her Dorothea's gonna be okay, then she's gonna be okay. Not the only damn reason I haven't burned this place to the ground yet. I don't think we can keep doing this anymore, Byleth. How do you figure? I could walk out of here and stab that thieving bastard in the face right now if I wanted to, and not a single fucking person here could stop me. Because you don't want to. Dorothea, she was right. For as much as we both want to make that thief pay for what she has taken from us, it isn't what they would want us to do. And both of us know that we just can't do something that would hurt them. Or her like that. Ah, Dorothea mumbling Byleth's name in her sleep. I know, JPEG. So, what do we do now then? I have no idea. Oh, you finally came back out. I don't know what that was all about before, but I sure assume you probably want to finish this now, don't you? Hey, what are you doing? Leaving. But I thought you were hell-bent on trying to kill me. You're really just gonna drop it after everything you've done and leave? Just like that? We're done with you, thief. We can't be fucked to care about any of this shit anymore. What are you gonna do now then? I can't imagine you'll find any work after what you just did to your last employer. We have no idea. And at this point, I've just stopped caring. If you really are done with your weird vendetta against me and you don't have anywhere else to go now, then what would you think about coming along with us? Absolutely not a chance in hell. Maybe Dimitri, though. What? Dimitri, you want to do these, like, negotiations, please? What did you just say? Well, I said, if you don't have anywhere left to go, then why don't you come and join us? You go off about how confusing it is that we've decided to let you live. And then you just turn around and ask if we'll join you, after how many times we've nearly ripped you in half. Is your idea of a joke? Look, I know most people would probably think it's against their better judgment to do this, but it wasn't a joke, no. Boy, JPEG must have punched you way harder than I thought before, because unless you have brain damage or something, I can't see any reason why you'd do something like that. Look, I get that I must sound pretty crazy right now, but even with everything you've done to me before, I've still held on to hoping that I could somehow manage to convince you to fight with us instead of against us. Just because we can't be bothered to kill you anymore doesn't mean we don't still hate you with every fiber of our beings for what you've done to us, so why in the hell would you even think to ask that to begin with? Because no matter what problems I may have with you, what matters more to me is that having you join us is what my friends want. Right. As if any of them would actually want me around. I'm a monster, remember? The Ashen Demon? I can't seriously imagine that they'd want someone like me around with how many times I've tried to kill you before right in front of them. So if you're gonna think of a bullshit reason to give, at least try to make it a believable one. Well, for what it's worth, I don't think you're as bad a person as you let on. And what possible reason could you even have for thinking that after the shit you've seen and felt me do? Well, because that's what Bernie told me about you. What? I'll admit that when Dimitri first brought up the idea to hire your group a while ago, I was more than a little skeptical about it for a while because of what you'd done to me before then, but not long after the time you started glowing and nearly punched me to death, I used you as an example of a monster when I was talking with Bernie, and she actually stood up for you. I said that you were the opposite of someone like my friend to do, that you looked normal on the outside but were actually a monster that would just kill people on sight for no reason, and when I did, Bernie, she actually got angry at me for it. And to my surprise, when I tried to get across to her just how much damage you've done to me every time we'd met before then, she actually stood her ground to defend you. And even pointed out that for as pissed as you were at me, you still seemed to be more worried about keeping her out of harm's way than you were about putting me in the ground. I honestly thought she was just overthinking things at the time, but after seeing the way that you reacted when Dorothea collapsed like that earlier, how you immediately stopped dead in your tracks to make sure she was okay, now I know that I was wrong to have doubted Bernie like I did. So, what do you say? I think it would mean a lot to Dimitri and the others if you came with us, and if I'm being honest, I think we could really use your help if we're gonna retake Garreg Mach from the Empire. What in the fuck are you doing? What the hell is wrong with you that you think... Actually... Oh yeah, okay. Do you think actually trying to go through with this is a good idea? I thought getting your face stomped under the ground one last time would finally be enough to make you see reason, but here you are, actually offering to take in the Ashen Demon of all people? Why am I the only one of us with a working brain here? If you let her into the camp, then she's not going to kill you. She's going to kill everyone else first just to prove a point. So if you actually care at all about those stupid friends you keep going on about, then do what I've been telling you to do for years now and just pick up your fucking swords and stab her already, you moron! I don't know what to make of this, but one thing I do know is that I really don't think she was lying, Byleth, about any of it. If she were, she never would have tried using someone like Bernie as part of it in the way she did. Anyone who's known her for even a few minutes would know better than to do that. I know that we can't just trust her like that after everything she's done, and I know you're still angry at the thief for what she's taken from us, because, I mean, I am too, but if she's really being genuine about this, about offering to let us come with her, and the others wanting us to come with her, I think this might just be our best and only chance to finally be with our family again.
Okay, so Bio says, so this, the actual conversation that acted as the turning point here, was something I wasn't sure what to do with for a while. I knew I wanted it to go around Shez talking about how everyone else wanted Byleth around, but the idea of having it to her talking about the conversation she had with Bernie after JPEG's episode wasn't something I had initially thought of at first when I actually wrote that conversation the two had way back, despite how much setup I've been making towards this happening.
So, you're planning on taking back the school, huh? We are. I know the place is probably defended to hell and back with how important of a stronghold it is, but it's the best shot we have at actually being able to get through to Enbar. And, more importantly, as soon as the idea of taking it back was brought up, Dimitri, well, he decided that we would without hesitation. Not because of how important it is for stopping the Empire, and not even because of how much of an impact it would have made throughout Fodlan if we pulled it off, but because Garreg Mach was their home. Their home? I personally wasn't there for long enough to have grown as attached to it as the others all seemed to be, but after seeing the way they all reacted when Dimitri told them what the plan was, or how Flame came up to me afterwards while fighting back the tears in her eyes to ask that I let her help take our home back, I'll be damned if I'm letting the Empire keep their hands on the place. I don't care what kind of hell I need to crawl through to make it happen. I will get it back for them. Huh. Maybe this one actually has some worth to her after all. Well, sounds like a plan to me then. Wait, you mean... Clearing the place out would be absolute hell for you to pull off, sure. But if there's anything I know, it's how to ruin Edelgard's day and my way around that place. Besides, that school is... I'd like to see those bastards try to keep us away from our school after how long we spent trying to get back in. So, what I'm trying to get at here is... Welcome to the Blue Lions, thief. Thank you? Aren't I supposed to be the one who says that here? Anyway, we'd better get moving. If you're coming along with us, then I need to actually show you the way to our camp. Byleth? No. You don't get to call me that. What are you talking about? That is your name, isn't it? There are exactly 3 people who I am fine with calling me by just my name. My dad, JPEG, and... anyway, there might be a few others who I tolerate using it, but you sure as hell aren't one of them. Okay, fine then. You don't want me to use just your name, then what exactly am I supposed to call you? Ashen Demon's a bit much to use for general conversation, you know. Just call me... Professor. And if that doesn't work for you, then I'm willing to accept Professor Byleth as well. Professor? What? Isn't like a teacher or something? Sorry, but I somehow don't get the feeling you'd actually have the experience to have earned a title like that. Well, can't say you're wrong that I didn't exactly earn the title, but you'd be surprised at how much experience I actually have. We've been at this shit for years now by this point, and you'd do well to remember that the next time you think about pissing us off. You don't really look that much older than I am, so I'm not really sure what you actually meant by that, but I guess we should probably start getting ready to leave now. We should probably start getting ready to leave. We should get ready to leave, Professor Byleth. See? And you thought I couldn't actually teach people. What is with this sudden shift in her attitude? She's practically a different person entirely compared to how she was earlier today. And now that the lesson of the day is over, hurry it up and get moving. Huh? Where are you going? Pretty sure you meant where are we going. You must have been terrible in class if you paid that little attention to instructions. Alright, where are we going then? We still need to pack everything up before we can head back to camp. To talk with someone.
Let's see. Bio says, and then I felt it was important to have this moment at the end, showing just how harsh the contrast between Shez and Byleth is regarding the ghosts in their head. With Shez refusing to dignify Arval's bullshit with a response, and Byleth just being completely unable to respond to JPEG's talking. Because Byleth just isn't able to do things like that. I also felt it was important to point out the switch from Byleth calling Shez thief to calling her thief with a capital letter. Once Shez managed to actually win her over.
Good old capital thief. Can you please just tell me why we're... I already did, now quit complaining. Oh, what are you doing back here already? Shouldn't you be out there helping Randolph and his men? Oh, yeah, he's dead. He's... What? What happened out there while I was gone? I literally stabbed him in the back. And you did that because... stupid bastard couldn't even follow the conditions I made him agree to. I can't say I wasn't expecting that. So, who's this you brought with you? Hello. My name is Chez. Chez, huh? Name's Gerald. What brings you to our camp like this? Well, I was only ever told we had to talk to some... Wait, Gerald. As in, Gerald's Mercenaries Gerald. What, you mean you came all the way out here without knowing who you were coming to talk to in the first place? It's kind of embarrassing to say at this point, but... No, I didn't. I was kind of just dragged along by her after she said we had to talk to someone. Sounds like something she'd do alright. So, why'd you bring this one to talk to me then? Because she has a proposition for you. Huh? I do? What are you talking about? Well, if we're going with you, then he's going too. Going with you? Someone want to tell me what this is all about? Right, I'm actually the field commander of the kingdom troops your group was hired to fight. Some things happened out there, and afterwards I asked if she'd like to come with me to join our group, now that your previous employer is gone. And the next thing I knew, she dragged me here to talk with you. So you want to hire us then, is that it? Seems like it's kind of a big decision for a field commander to make on their own. It's not exactly something I decided on the spot. It was originally my friend Dimitri's idea. I just thought it was a good opportunity to ask. Hold on. Dimitri, as in the King of Fargus himself, wants to hire us. Can't say I see where he's coming from, given how many of his soldiers our company has had to kill in the past. It's something he felt strongly about for a while now. Him and the others from our group, pretty much all of them want the chance to fight alongside your company. It seems to mean a lot to them. Huh. And, what do you think, Byleth? An offer like this is usually too good to be true, so I want your input on this. I think we should take their offer. This might be the only chance we ever have at something like this. Really? Just like that? No conditions or anything this time? No, I just want us to go with them. That's all I needed here. Got yourself a deal then, Chez. Thank you, sir. Please, just Gerald is fine. Violet, you want to go tell the others to start packing up? Gonna need to book it if we want to get out of here in time to meet up with this one's group. And you have a knack for getting people to move fast. Everything will be knocked down in an hour, or there will be hell to pay. So, if you're the field commander of the kingdom's forces, then I take it that you're the one she's been hounding for the past year or so, huh? Unfortunately, yeah, I'm sorry if this sounds rude, but why do you have someone like her around in the first place, Gerald? Given your reputation, I'd have thought you wouldn't want someone so prone to trouble in your group. Well, I know she can be a bit of a handful at times, but what can you do? I just hope my daughter hasn't been giving you too much trouble out there. She can be quite the terror when she sets her mind to something. I can't say she's given me the easiest time before now, but I'm just glad that we can finally put whatever it was she had against me behind us. Yeah. Wait, the Ashen Demon is your daughter? There's an appropriate response.
Bio says. I also had to go over this last one a lot to make sure that it was written in such a particular way to actually set up for the joke at the very end that I wanted to end this off on.
Alright, bear with me for a sec. I'm gonna go attempt to let the Kit Kat out of confinement and see if she wants to calm down. Like, if she's no longer in a mood, she doesn't have to be locked up. literally just lying in the middle of my bed. Okay. Choosing to make introductions. Alright, so before I give you a tour of the camp, first I actually want to introduce you to the team who's been helping me on missions. And since you somehow know about Flane already, from what I remember, maybe we should start with Annie? Because if you need to find her, she's probably hanging out with Mercy around this time of the day. I'm just gonna ignore that for now. Ignore what? Anyways, I wasn't actually talking about Annie. I was referring to someone you haven't seen me with during a mission before, so let's just go find her. A short while later. Oh, good. There you are. Hello, Shez. Did you need something? No, I wasn't here to ask for anything. I just wanted to introduce you to... Oh, hey, Marianne. How in the hell does she keep doing that? I'm terribly sorry, but... Who are you? I don't think we've ever met before. Well, you sure haven't. Say, so your adoptive dad's still a massive asshole this time around? I don't... How do you... Hey, you can't just... I'll just take the way you've been talking so far as a yes. If you ever need him and or his house set on fire, just be sure to ask, alright? What? Why would you... Well, I never did get a good chance at it last time. So, I figured I may as well put the offer out there again now, just in case a good opportunity for it actually comes up this time. That was a joke, right? It sure wasn't. I know that Marianne's father isn't the best person, but don't you think it's a bit much to just offer to kill him like that out of the blue? No? Honestly seems pretty reasonable to me, given how much of a jackass the guy is. Oh, hey, that reminds me, I should probably offer Bernie the same deal later, too. God knows her dad definitely deserves it, shitbag that he is. Okay, just... Can you please not make a habit of going around offering to do things like... I'll be sure to keep your offer in mind, Professor. Huh? She's actually considering it. How did you even know to call her Professor in the first place? I haven't had the chance to tell anyone that was back at camp about that yet. Anytime. Now go sit down for a while or something. It'd probably be better to not have Dimitri blow a gasket over you suddenly looking paler than normal. I do suddenly feel as though I have a terrible headache coming on, so I believe that I'll take your advice. She even knows about how Dimitri... What was that? I know, right? Turns out offering to burn someone's asshole dad to death is actually a really effective way to... No, not that. How did Marianne already know how to call you Professor like that? And how did you already know her name? Or the names of anyone from camp, for that matter? From what I understand, I don't think anyone here has ever even seen you before outside of the few times they saw us fighting each other, let alone met you. No, I wouldn't say no one here has met me before. Huh? What does that mean? Well, since you have Flane here, then I'd be willing to bet that... there you are, Shez. Huh. Speak of the devil.
Said it.
Yep. I remember that time she just showed up at Garrett Mock and demanded to see Punch Lady.
Yep.
Unfortunately isn't always necessary. Yep. Choosing to make introductions, unfortunately, isn't always necessary. I wanted to ask you a flick. Why in the hell is she here? Yeah, real great to see you again too, Sedith. Only you could give such a warm welcome as that. You've met her before, Sedith? Met her? Several years ago, this lunatic showed up. He suddenly just showed up one day at the gates of Garrett Mock, bashing on the front doors with a club, raving about how she had to speak to Lady Rhea. You know, if you're gonna make me out to be the bad guy here, could you at least get the quote right? I said I need to talk with Punch Lady, not whatever you just said. She, what? Why would she have done something like that? From what I remember, some nonsense about wanting to demand a job as a teacher at the academy. Not that Lady Rhea would have ever considered hiring someone so clearly unhinged as her to teach. Oh man, that last bit still gets me every time I hear it. You really are just... You really just have no idea. And all these years later, it's still hilarious that you honestly believe that. And in my defense, if you had just let me talk to Punch Lady like I'd asked, then that whole thing would have just gotten cleaned up in minutes. You wanted a job as... Is that why you said we should call you Professor? Well, somewhat related, but no. Besides, that isn't something that I feel like telling either of you anyways. Really, she's resorted to demanding that people call her a professor now. Oh, you must have been very desperate for the job if that's the case. Yeah, you're definitely still the same as ever. Oh, by the way, how's Flame been doing, Sedith? Did you actually listen when I told you to make sure she doesn't eat anything weird, or did you just ignore me like you usually would? What reason could I possibly have to actually consider your insane ramblings? What exactly do you mean by anything weird? Equipment maintenance oil, mostly. For some reason, Flame just loves the stuff. Could never figure out why, though. Or how she can drink so much of it without getting sick. Maintenance oil? You're really saying that Flame drinks maintenance oil? Yep, she'll even put it in her food, too, if you don't keep an eye on her. Is that why Flame keeps sneaking oil from the armory? Wait a second, is that the cause of the strange illness that always seems to sweep through camp after Flame's turn in the kitchen? Excuse you, I believe I know my own sister well enough to know she'd never do something like that. Oh, so you're still doing the fake siblings bit, huh? Oh no. Fake siblings? What? What does she mean by that, Sedith? And why does it feel like my head hurts from thinking about it? Oh, damn it, I was afraid this would happen. I'm deeply sorry about this, Shez. Huh? Sorry about what? Oh, I despise having to resort to that. I should begin thinking of a story to give Mercedes while I bring Shez to the infirmary. Oh, damn, nice right hook, Sedith. You learned that from Punch Lady? Not a single word about this from you to anyone. Hey, you won't catch me complaining that you slugged her in the face. Actually, why did you do that anyway? Because Shez is both very persistent and has also been known to occasionally think others' secrets out loud. And it's rather unfortunately been demonstrated that this is both the quickest and most effective means to prevent that from happening. Ah, so Flame slipped up and mentioned Uncle Dragon Turtle in front of the human punching bag, followed it up by calling you her dad, and then insisted on trying to explain anything. Instead of trying to explain anything, Punch Lady immediately decked this one in the face to solve the problem. How in the hell do you know all of these things? Okay, yeah, that one was actually just a guess. Oh, why are you like this? Oh, Sedith. Sedith, you fool. Okay, and before I actually get on to the next thing, Bio did have a big block of text.
Holy shit!
For after the you know, eight part image set that we did to
The fuck Bio.
So that one, the big one. That was the one he's been worried about getting right for a while. Then didn't think he's had one of those be as actively on his mind for trying to figure out what to do for it since back when he had to figure out what to do with JPEG in 3 houses. This is when he knew he couldn't afford to fuck up, because figuring out a way to actually handle Byleth coming home with the narrative we've set up for her. Okay, that one was mostly his own fault, but still was too important to not see it through properly. But at the same time was something he knew was going to be a pain to do on the spot, because of how damn headstrong Byleth is, not giving him a lot of leeway for what he could actually do. Which is why he actually had most of it written well in advance. Yeah. Something that may have been picked up on by now is that ever since the big reset that Byleth and JPEG, they got Byleth and JPEG stuck in the past, while they will casually talk about pretty much everyone else by name, he has gone to great lengths to be sure that neither Byleth or JPEG have ever once referred to Dorothea by name, with the two only ever talking about her in the vaguest terms whenever she would be brought up. And that's because from the moment he committed himself to actually making these images for Hopes back in December, he knew the only thing that would be able to snap Byleth out of her rage-fueled vendetta was Dorothea. And that's why he was incredibly blatant about saying how much easier his life would be if she went along on the mission, because if she didn't go, then he would have had to think of a reason for why she was there instead. Fortunately for you, I was planning to do that before you even said anything, so it did not take much convincing. The entire thing started months ago in his head for just that single panel of Byleth and JPEG reacting to Dorothea collapsing in front of them, even before he had any idea of what he could do to actually get something like that happen to begin with. But then the Lenato mission happened, and by complete chance we stumbled into the idea of being near Byleth, causing people to start remembering the original timeline because of some one-off line Ash happened to say that session. And Bio realized that was exactly what he needed in order to bring things towards the scene he needed. And from there, he spent the next couple months slowly picking away at writing down bits of how the recruitment was going to happen as he figured them out. Meaning that when it finally happened last session, he'd already had a bit over half of it written out in full, with the only parts still needing to be worked out being in the first and second image, all but the final panel of the third image and the last image. The final panel of the third one in particular was something that he'd immediately latched onto as soon as the memory leaks became established. Because if there was anything that would shake Byleth enough to get her to listen for a second, it was the impossibility of hearing her name said in a particular voice again. So pretty much as soon as the previous session was over, he immediately wrote out everything else he didn't have done for it, yet the same night. Jesus Christ, man, please sleep. So that he could begin paneling it all by the next day, with all of it being fully paneled by Tuesday night. For some of the less Dorothea-centric things, he's pretty sure everyone probably guessed exactly what he was going to do with Randolph as soon as the game said that dumbass of all people decided to hire Byleth and Gerald's group. Though the real curveball he wasn't expecting to have to deal with was the fact that Chez kinda sorta had to murder a child for that mission, which was a pretty convenient way to justify why Randolph would forget for a second about the conditions Byleth gave him. And also was pretty easy to set up considering the whole memory leak thing would have hit Fleisch especially hard, considering the everything. But yeah, kinda sucky day to be Chez. Yeah. With that in mind, while it was incredibly obvious Randolph was gonna get stabbed in the back, again, Bio didn't think it was just fully... Bio didn't want to just fully play it off as a joke like he did last time, so instead, this time, he decided to actually use it as a way to get across just how absolutely fucking terrifying Byleth actually is from an outsider's perspective, after she spent so long away from the people whose positive influence kept her from sliding back into her old self again. So compared to the, at best, annoyed indifference Byleth showed when she quickly took out the entirety of Chez's old merc group, her viciously brutalizing Randolph in front of Chez out of the pure spite and hatred that wasn't even directed towards him, taking the time to taunt him as the life drained from his body, before then using his fresh corpse as a makeshift projectile, was more than a bit unnerving to Chez. So again, kind of a sucky day for her. And with all the notes he wouldn't have room to leave chat comments on out of the way. There's something he wanted to be honest about, and that despite how much stuff he actually had ready for this week, he actually decided to take a risky gamble, since he knew well before we went into the previous session that this alone was going to be enough to take up nearly an entire week as is, and that was without even taking into account whatever else he might have had to come up with during the week as well, to prevent himself from actually having to go into the week worrying about that and the other projects he also had written in advance for right after Violet finally came back, and because he also didn't want to worry us by overworking himself with so much stuff at once, he actually made most of the post-recruitment images this week, or the week before last session, instead, to free up more time. Which meant that part 1 and 2, so the thing we just did, and then the final 3 from this set were all made before he actually saw what happened during stroke immediately after that mission, with the one that we're about to do being the only post-recruitment one that he'd actually wrote after that session, which honestly worked out pretty well for the most part, and the game itself even made some of them somehow work better after the fact. The game is weird like that, but because of something there was no possible way for him to have known about, there's one very obvious detail in the final image that doesn't really check out anymore considering the situation we ended on. It isn't really a major thing, but it's still something that bothered him a good deal, and when he did consider finding a way to change it, he decided to just leave it, since that was the nature of the gamble he took and wasn't going to change what he made because of it. Yeah, fair. So we'll get to those. Oh, I didn't scroll back up. Fuck. Spoilers! Spoilers! If the thief was gonna... Oh, still lowercase. If the thief was gonna get herself knocked out, she could have at least waited until after she showed us around first. It has been pretty hard to figure our way around this place, yeah. Since I haven't had a chance to update my map data yet, I can't figure out where anything is. But hey, at least we managed to stumble into their records hall, right? Reading you those old mission reports helped to kill some time for a while. I guess, but what the hell was that one about after... What the hell was that one about the thief getting into a fight with everyone in the fucking school at once? I'd have went and cracked her damn skull open for that myself if she wasn't already unconscious. I know, and how come they've barely run into Hubert so far? Edelgard usually send him out to deal with basically everything before, really. God, everything about this timeline is so weird! Yeah, but putting that aside for now, have you also noticed how nice everyone we've ran into has been to you since we got here? I mean, other than Seth, I mean. I know. I know the thief said the others wanted you here, but it just feels so strange to see them all be as welcoming as they've been, even after all the trouble we've caused for them. And some of them even already knew that you preferred being called Professor. Really starting to remind me of how Dorothea somehow knew your name. You know what? I haven't eaten anything since before we left. Can we just get back to figuring out where the cafeteria is already? It's around the corner and straight down the path from here. Who said that? Bernie just hiding behind the door. Yep. I think it came from inside the shed here. It actually sounded almost exactly like... Hey, that's you in there, isn't it, Bernie? Why are you hiding in some random shed? Because it's too cold to hide in the bushes. You're here? Why are you here? Well, I was supposed to be taking a tour of the place, but then the thief just had to go and get herself knocked out, so we kind of just wandered around for a while waiting for her to wake up again, and eventually we wound up standing here. That's not what I meant. Why are you in our camp? Oh, yeah, that. I was convinced to join your group when I heard about how... Hey, you want me to kill your dad for you? What? Why would you just ask someone something like that? Because I made a promise before, and since I never got a good chance to see it through, I figured I'd just extend the offer again like I did for Marianne. Besides, I'm pretty sure we both know the bastard deserves it. I don't really understand what any of that meant, and I can't really disagree with that last part, but even if I took your offer, I'm not sure it would really be possible now. Oh, believe me, if someone is alive, then I can find a way to make it stop doing that. No, I mean, it wouldn't be possible because of where he is right now. Oh, what? Did he finally get his ass thrown in jail? Because I don't have a problem with breaking into a cell if I have to. He's in Garrigmock. Oh, well that's actually way less of a problem than you'd think, but still, why? He's the one who was eventually put in charge of it after the Empire took it over. Wait, your dad is the one they handed the school to? Yeah, I think. Part of why he accepted the offer was as a way to get back at me for having joined Chez's group like I did. I cannot believe this stupid timeline is actually working in our favor for once. Huh? Why are you so enthusiastic to hear that? And what do you mean by timeline? It means I was already planning to steal the school back anyway, so your dad'll be super dead this time around for sure. This time? Don't worry about it. Now I should probably find some food before I forget again. Hey, one more thing though. Why haven't you freaked out at all this whole time you've been talking to me? I just don't see any reason to be afraid of you, I guess. Is that bad? You don't take offense to that, right? Please tell me you don't. So she really was telling the truth then. Thanks, Bernie. Thanks? For what? I don't really know what you'd be thanking me for. Was it telling you where the cafeteria was earlier? Yeah, let's just go with that.
So, I've been very distracted most of this image by the startling resemblance between what Bio decided is Bernie's room in the shed and my actual room in my actual house.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about that. It's sheer coincidence, I assure you. There was definitely no images that were, a part of that. 100%. Bio back up on that. There was definitely no images. And establishing realization. And that should be everything. This place might not be much, but it's still where a lot of us call home for the time being. And hey, sorry about passing out like that earlier. Guess I must have hit my head pretty hard when I fell, because I can't for the life of me remember why I even passed out in the first place. Or most of today, for that matter. I guess this camp is pretty alright. Definitely had to stay in way worse places than this before because of me and Dad's work. Now, something definitely isn't... Yeah, I know, JPEG. Something feels really off about this place to me, too, but I just can't figure how... Wait, where's Child? A child? Sorry, but what are you talking about? We don't usually let any children in here, considering. No, not a child. Child! The distinction is very important. She's about, this tall, has long white hair with a kind of purplish tint to it. Doesn't like when people call her a child. Can make shit explode if she looks at something hard enough. Honestly, kind of hard to miss her. Are you talking about Lysithia for some reason? If so, she's not here. Well, where is she then? I'd have expected to have already seen her lugging around one of those huge magic books of hers by this point. She hanging out with Cereal somewhere or something? Hanging out with Cereal? What does that even mean? Lysithia isn't part of our forces, so she's probably with Claude in Alliance territory right now. Actually, how do you even know about her exactly? Oh, wait. Are you seriously telling me that you didn't fucking recruit? Yeah, I know, JPEG. I have to play it nice and all that so we don't get kicked out, but don't start getting on my case over it when you are obviously every bit as pissed to have heard about that just now as I am. Why does she keep doing that? Why does it seem so familiar for some reason? Hey, you alright over there? I'm fine. Just thought of something else I'll have to add to the list of shit to fix. Okay then. Look, since we clearly can't trust you to not screw things up, let me just make something clear for you. If anything happens to our students because of you, or at least the ones who are actually here, seeing as someone apparently doesn't know how to properly bribe people, I don't really understand why you keep calling people your students like that, but I'm not going to let anything happen to my friends if that's what you're worried about. Better fucking not. Oh, hey, and one more thing before I go figure out which bet I'm taking. Alright, but please make it quick if you can. I still have things I need to check on around camp today, and that trip to the infirmary really threw off my schedule. If you ever hurt Dorothea again, or so much as think about making her do something that would get her hurt, I will personally rip both your arms off with my bare hands, heal you enough with my magic to keep you from bleeding out, and then use your severed arms as makeshift clubs to beat you to death with afterwards, understand? What? I don't get why you'd suddenly just bring up Dorothea out of nowhere, but don't you think that's a bit... The hell? How did you run so... Do you understand? I think you've definitely made your point now. Yes or die. Your choice. Yes? Good. Now, if you don't mind, I have a bed to go steal from Felix. This may turn out to have been a horrible mistake, and I doubt Arval would ever let me hear the end of it if it does. Fuck yeah, kick Felix out of his bed.
I just love that her first thought is, I'll just take Felix's. It's fine.
He doesn't need it. Dressing for success. Ah, well, there you are. God, I was wondering how long it'd be before I finally ran into you here, Dimitri. Yes, my apologies for that. I've been rather busy with all the paperwork needed for your and Gerald's group to officially join our forces, so I haven't had the time to give you a proper welcome. Have you managed to settle into the camp yet, Professor? Oh, hold on, why did I call her that? Well, I was going to just steal Felix's bed, but there was the cat sleeping on it for some reason. I'd have just moved the thing off of it so I could grab the mattress anyway, but JPEG suddenly threw a fit over it and said I had to find a different one instead. Why do you still have both your eyes? Why wouldn't I? And who is JPEG? Yeah, fair enough. More importantly, the hell are you wearing? Is there something wrong with my attire? Seriously? You actually need to ask. Dude, you look like you're wearing a bunch of thrown-out leftovers from a costume bargain sale. But I like my attire, Professor. I even picked it out myself. Oh, the shit that happens when I'm not around, I swear. Hey, you know what? I have an idea, but it's gonna take a bit to get ready. Meet me over in the armory in about, 2 hours should probably be enough time to get everything I need. Do I not get any say? Nope. Far too much setup later. Come on, Dimitri, what's taking so long in there? Professor, do I really need to wear this? Yes, now quit being a baby and get out here already.
Bio.
Very well then. I just don't understand how you think this is an improvement over my usual attire. I look like some kind of crazed murder hobo in these things. I know, isn't it great? Way better than the trash you were wearing before, if you ask me. Alright, I don't know what you see in this outfit, but I think I've entertained you for long enough on this. I'm changing back into my proper attire before someone sees me wearing... Hello, is there anyone in here? Hold on, wasn't that... Oh, there you are, King Dimitri. Goddess, of all the people who could have seen me wearing this... Hello there, Marianne. What brings you here like this? I was asked by the professor earlier to tell you about... What is that you're wearing? I look ridiculous in this, I know. It's something the professor made me wear all of a sudden. I was just planning to change back into my usual attire so I could get rid of this outfit before you suddenly arrived. You were? Oh. Were you disappointed to have heard that for some reason? To be honest, I like it. So I feel as though it would be a shame to just throw it away. You actually like this outfit? Yes, I think it suits you rather nicely. I should be going now. The professor is already here, so she likely already told you the message herself. Good day to you both. See? What did I tell you? Definitely an improvement over whatever the hell that excuse for an outfit you were wearing before was. Maybe I'll just hold on to this in the back of my wardrobe for a while. Before I forget, what was the message that Marianne had mentioned, Professor? Oh, that. Yeah, I made the whole thing up on the spot. I just needed a reason to make her come over here. What? But why would you... Shit, I got so caught up in all of this that I forgot I still don't have a bed. I really should take care of that before I end up having to sleep on the ground again. Later, Dimitri. Huh? Oh, look at him. He's such a precious boy when he looks like a murder hobo. And doesn't look like his head is a fucking broom or whatever.
So I don't mind the change in armor. I kind of prefer the hair on Three Hopes Dimitri, though.
Well, you're wrong, and you should feel wrong. A helping hand can make a world of difference. Alright, this stuff looks good to go. Now I just need to pack up the rations we'll be taking, and... So, you've been messing around with the weapons in here for like an hour now. What's up with that? Oh, it's you. What brings you to the... Wait, you've been here watching for an hour without me noticing? How did you... Anyways, I was just checking the equipment to make sure it's all ready for the upcoming territory capture missions. The what? Right, sorry, I guess you wouldn't know about those yet. Whenever we enter a new area for a mission, we have a small team head out to secure the surrounding locations first to help bolster our supplies and give us a stronger foothold for when we finally push forward with the main mission. Oh, neat. So where am I going first then? What? You weren't going on these missions with us. We can only afford enough supplies for a 4-person team, so we can't just... Yeah, let me just stop you there. We are not gonna sit here on my... we are not gonna sit here on my ass doing nothing while other people get to be out there having fun taking Edelgard's shit away from her. So I'll ask you again, where am I going? Professor Byleth, I appreciate your eagerness to help out, I really do, but... Look, thief. Last I checked, you're still sitting at a solid 0 out of 5 against me. So with that in mind, do you really think you can keep me here just by saying that I'm not going? It was only 0 out of 4, and my name isn't... Oh, that first one was just so embarrassing for you that I personally counted as 2 wins. Alright, fine. If you're gonna be this insistent about it, I guess you can take my place then. See, was that really so... Wait, you're actually letting me take your place? Wouldn't it be easier to just kick someone else instead? I wouldn't feel right telling Annie or Flame they suddenly can't go, and since I can't imagine you'd willingly partner with me, letting you take my spot was the only real option. Anyway, since you're apparently going to be the mission leader now, who do you want to bring as your adjutant? If you need a suggestion, Marianne's who I was originally planning to ask to partner with me. Yeah, I'll pass. I work better on my own, so I'll just keep handling things like I usually... No, you won't. Why did she suddenly move behind me? Almost like she's hiding, but why? Hey there, glad to see you're finally awake again, Dorothea. What are you doing here? I heard from Mercedes that after I'd collapsed, Chez was able to convince you to join us. I mean, I can't really take the credit for that. If anything, I'd honestly say it feels more like the others did most of the work for me. I just acted as their voice is all. Professor Violet does have a point though, Dorothea. Shouldn't you still be resting right now? Mercedes said as much too, but I had to see for myself if what she told me was true or not. About the professor. And now that I know it is, I'm going with her as backup. Huh? But Dorothea, you just woke up after days of being unconscious. I can't let you into the field again so soon after that. Chez, I appreciate that you want to look out for me, but I am going, whether you like it or not. No. Like I said before, I work better alone, so I don't need your help. Huh? Why does it suddenly seem like she's having such a hard time getting words out? She said the same thing just fine earlier. Yes, you do. I don't know what kind of life you've had before now, but that doesn't change the fact that you're here with us now. And for as long as you are, we won't just sit around and let you handle things alone. I've heard about the things you've done before, about how ruthless you can be, but even so, nobody deserves to have to fight on their own. Not myself, not my friends, and especially not you, Byleth. So please, let me just help you. Just try to stay behind me out there. That's weird. She didn't even try to correct Dorothea on her name. But really, just like that? Keep pushing your luck in like that and you're gonna end up 0 out of 6. Point taken. Now, hurry up and get your stuff ready, Dorothea. As funny as it usually ends up being, I can't imagine Annie would appreciate being stuck with a bored flame for too long. You've got it. And thanks for giving me a chance.
Let's see. Bio says, and this is the one the game decided, hey, that stuff you made in advance, what if we made it make less sense?
I mean, I don't necessarily see why that's...
And Bio says, because how in the fuck was I supposed to know there wasn't anything around the Valley of Flaming Death?
Yeah, but like, we did a bunch of those recall missions, and we did take Dorothea for those, so like, it kind of counts.
Well, yeah, except that if you're trying to justify that from the perspective of the recall missions, where it was Sothis and Flame, not Annie and Flame.
I think it's fine, don't worry about it. Just because ALL is a dumb and is like, no, go do ALL.
Valley of fucking
Torment! Okay. Transition back over here.
Torment. Bio says, Violet imagining herself in JPEG doing all the shit Shez messed up with doesn't count and you know it.
I was just trying to soften the blow, Bio. Okay. Linhart and Constance is where we left off. After the wonderful glory that is Linhart and Petra's link. Like, that shit is just straight up the best. Where Petra just learns to speak Old Fodlan perfectly overnight. Just to reject a guy's love letter. Alright, Constance and Linhart. I've already worked it out for later, so it's fine. It still bugs the shit out of me, but it's fine. Yeah, it seems fine.
But a bio, from the perspective of
Leonard,
someone who says
you
it's
skipped
fine
the
all the
war
time when
council
it's
meeting
not,
again.
don't lie.
If you have any pride at all as a noble, it would behoove you to start acting like one.
I have pride. Some, at least. But speaking of noble comportment, you've both already betrayed the Empire. Is there any need to be overly focused on details?
Your tongue cuts like 1,000 sharpened blades. Nonetheless, I did what was required for survival.
Oh my god, Linhardt is
dream of
going to end up
regaining my
fucking
family
dead at this
status
rate.
Would be forever lost were I to perish, and I cannot permit such a thing to come to pass. All I do is
Linhardt
for the
keeps skipping
sake
the
of
war
House
meetings.
Nouvelle
Violet is gonna
survival.
murder this man.
That's lovely and all, but
It is not lovely.
as the tale goes, House Nouvelle had passed down the crest of Macubal for many generations.
Cease your endless yammering and listen to me.
So I am forced to wonder why it is that you, a legitimate heir to the family, do not possess said crest.
You know, fair question.
What's more, in its place you have the crest of Noah, who was one of the 4 apostles. Has your house stymied and deceived imperial investigations for generations? And if so, how?
If you aren't going to listen to me, I refuse to even entertain answering that question.
Well, I've grown tired of speaking, so we'll have to continue this another time. Good night.
You don't even know.
Wait, no, I'll answer you. Just don't treat me like dirt trodden underfoot.
Then, by all means. Perhaps in the course of your explanation, something of use to House Nouvelle's restoration will crop up.
I would like that very much. Well then, to be frank, it is said that Saint Noah is an ancestor of House Nouvelle.
Oh
The
yeah?
saint feared her crest, already rare even in her time, could prove a source of utter calamity. As such, she forged a magic that tricked crest investigation devices and aided her descendants.
Fascinating. And is there anything else regarding Saint Noah?
You
Your
sound so
disdain is
fascinated.
palpable. Now, does any of that sound of use to restoring my house or not?
I cannot say. I must hear the rest first.
You realize it would be bothersome in the extreme if I told you everything and none of it was helpful, yes? If you wish to hear more, I must have a guarantee it will provide something I can use.
What if you
What a
just make a
bother.
use of Linhardt to restore House Nouvelle? That might work. I can't believe they didn't give Yuri and Bernie any fucking support conversations in this game.
Right?
Constance, I have something I'd like to ask you.
I can't imagine how a dullard like myself would be anything
Maybe
but a
the
bother
supports
to
in
one
Three
such as
Houses
you.
were just good enough that they didn't feel
However,
the need to.
I'm happy to answer anything you need.
Ah, perfect timing, Constance. I'd like to conduct a little experiment regarding the crest of Noah.
If my useless body can somehow help, it is yours. Linhardt von Hevering, where are you?
Something wrong, Constance? You seem quite upset.
For crying out loud, there you are. I demand to know why you are always coming to my other side and engaging in all manner of questions and experiments.
Well, because you're not very
My
cooperative.
secrets are being revealed one after another.
Well, naturally, I prefer to deal with someone who's forthcoming with her answers.
I am always forthcoming.
Actually, I'm finding you a bit troublesome.
Troublesome? What about me is troublesome? Explain yourself at once, you feckless cat of a man.
Feckless is a word people don't use enough.
I know, right?
You know.
No, I don't know. I'm answering whatever questions you throw at me, and that is the kind of mealy-mouthed, perfunctory response you deem fit to toss in my direction?
I suppose that's a fair point. But do you
Perfunctory is
really
another
want me to
great
dig
word.
into detail
It
on the
is.
bothersome parts of your personality?
Well, when you put it that way, it does sound like a discussion that would make me wroth.
Which is why I think the world is better off with my mealy-mouthed response, as you so aptly put it.
In that case, I shall let sleeping
Leonard,
hounds
why
lie.
are you always talking to other me for your research?
And with that,
You hear that? That volume you're speaking with? That is why.
Cretin, my agreeing to drop that particular matter does not also apply to your digging about in my personal affairs via my other mood. We must discuss terms of exchange.
terms of exchange?
Is it not obvious? My other side is cooperating with your research, so you shall cooperate with mine. There's always demand for new magical experimentation subjects, after all.
Oh god, this poor man.
And what sort of magic do you mean exactly?
She's like to kill him before Byleth does.
It makes
Yep.
one's eyes emit a dazzling golden light.
For the briefest of moments,
This woman
I
is
thought this might actually be interesting.
a magical genius.
Yes, well,
but she's
all
also
this
a
talking has
menace.
exhausted me, so
Yep.
perhaps we
Like,
can take the matter up at a
Every
later date?
spell she creates goes horrifically
Oh, I don't
wrong.
mind, but make sure you talk to me as I am now. Understand?
I love cheerful Constance.
I know the guy's a nerd, but I don't think he's an alchemist, Constance. He has no idea about equivalent exchange. Alright. Jasper doesn't matter. Bernie. Okay. So, proper route. Dimitri, yeah, we did Linhart. Dorothea. Dorothea, Petra, Marianne, Happy.
Huh? Looks like Byrne's talking to
Oh,
someone.
hey, it's Yuri.
Mm-hmm.
You seem to be in a good mood, Byrne. Dorothea! You scared me! Sorry about that. It just looked like you were enjoying your conversation. That was a man you were talking to, right? He walked away before I could see who it was.
It was Yuri.
Clearly Yuri.
Yeah, but it's not like that. Oh no? It sure looked like you were getting along well. Who was he, hmm? Is spring finally springing in the heart of my dear Byrne? No, it's not like that! Do you remember the commoner friend I had once? You mean the one who vanished from your estate half dead? Yep. Well, it turns out he's actually alive and in our army.
Well,
That's
hey.
great, Byrne. A childhood friend, thought past, reunites with his treasured companion amidst the fires of war. A noble daughter and a common lad. A love that knows no social boundaries. This is the perfect plot for an opera.
She's not wrong.
Yeah, that sounds impressed. Wait, no, it's not love! Yes, but if they made it into an opera, that's how it would be portrayed. For example, there's a series of operas known as the Empire of Love, and their latest could be the
Could we change it
Bernadetta
to the
Saga.
Kingdom of Love? We don't want to talk about the Empire.
Absolutely not. If that happens, I'll lock myself in my room and melt down
Or
the
at
key.
least, like, the Alliance of Love?
Then I'll have to keep it secret.
The Federation of
Shame, though.
Love?
It's such a lovely story to waste. It's not a waste. I'm taking it to my grave. I'm sure you are. Still, I'm glad your friend is all right. Perhaps your father wasn't as cruel to him as wagging tongues would have us believe.
No, he definitely
Actually,
was.
he says my father was protecting me.
Uh-huh.
I guess someone was trying to kill me, so he had no choice but to kick out my friend.
Bullshit.
But if that's the case, doesn't it mean you can patch things up with your father?
No, he's a dickhead. And also Violet just offered to burn him
My
alive
problems
again.
with him go way beyond this one incident. I mean, yeah, it seems like there was a bit of a misunderstanding.
She's not going to be able to
around this one
burn
thing.
him, though.
Mm-hmm.
She's
But
just
even
going to
if
have to
he was
settle for killing him
protecting me,
normally. She can't
it
afford to
wasn't
light
for
Garrett Mach on
love.
fire.
No.
More like how a smith protects a valuable tool. That sounds very much like my father. It does? Yes. He tossed my mother aside like some worn-out tool because their child, me, didn't have a crest.
You're a
That's
commoner.
your
Why would you have a
situation feels
crest?
so personal. I really want you to overcome your struggles with everything that happened with your father and find a way to be happy. But I'm already happy. Really, I am. And it's all because I have friends like you, Dorothea. Then I can be happy too. Because I have friends like you, Bern.
You have such little faith in Violet's ability to precisely burn very specific things out of spite. I mean, well, is it worth the risk, though? Like, yeah, maybe she can, but, like, does she want to risk accidentally lighting Garrett Mach on fire? Let us not forget the gazebo incident.
Yep.
That wasn't her, but, you know, regardless.
This war is getting more brutal with each passing day. If I don't learn to adapt, I'll never survive. Maybe if I work on my bow skills, I can get good enough to fight from a safe distance.
Oh, don't you
I
worry.
wonder if Petra
You're
will
like
teach
the
me.
number 2
I
archer.
mean, she doesn't hate me, so that must mean we sort of get along.
Petra.
You are needing my help, Bernadetta?
Petra teaching you to arch.
Were you there this whole time?
You need to talk to Ash.
For enough
The
time.
bow
I'm also
memories.
thinking we are getting along.
Yep.
You do? Aw, Petra! But I mean, I actually could use your help. I want to get better with the bows, so I was thinking maybe you could give me some intensive training? But I mean, you really don't have to. It's fine.
Of course! It would give me delight. But there is
the
one
sunny
concern I
variety.
am having.
Oh, it's the fact that I'm horribly untalented, isn't it?
Probably.
Ouch.
No, you are not without talent. I have seen you being very light upon your feet. But it is only when you are feeling threatened. So, for you to have the greatest improvement, I must be giving you fear when I am training you.
Okay. But maybe you could be threatening in a non-threatening way?
Bernie, that doesn't make any
That
sense.
could be done. But then you would not be having improvement.
Bernie, Ash might
Terror
say he
is what
doesn't
you are
know
needing
anything
for
about
this.
archery, but hand that kid a bow and he'll shoot anyone in this
I like the
camp in
sound of that.
seconds.
Then we must be forgetting this idea. I do not want your heart to be giving out.
He's still a little broken over having killed his
Hey,
father,
come
though.
on. I'm not
Yep.
completely afraid of applying myself, you know?
If we are doing this intensive training, you will have to be facing the trial of wind.
Trial
I'm
of the
thinking you
Dragon.
lack the readiness you need.
The trial of wind? You know what? Do your worst. My heart can take whatever you dish out and chew it into little tiny pieces.
Very well. Once we have our beginning, I will not relent. I
Oh,
hope
that
you
does say a
have offered your
how,
prayers
doesn't it?
today.
On second thought, maybe we should discuss this just a little more before we... Gotta save me! Petra, enough! Cease! Your arrows are just one big blur!
Now it is time for seriousness. 100 arrows from behind.
I thought we were already serious! Is this...
That was like a year ago now. Violet taught the kid better than to get caught up
Oh my
on little
gosh.
things like that, even if he doesn't know how,
You
or
have
even
done
he
it,
doesn't know it.
Bernadetta.
Yeah.
You are the survivor of Bridget's fearsome trial by wind.
What does that even mean?
Means you're not dead. Congratulations.
Yep.
This training is meant to be testing our resolve, just as the spirits do. Warriors of Bridget who are surviving the trial receive the blessings of the wind spirits. You have passed. Now the spirits will be with you always and guiding your arrows.
I passed? Yes! You go, Bernie! But actually, I'm just happy to get your approval here. It feels nice.
It is the approval of the wind spirits, not mine. But I am sharing in your happiness all the same.
All right, Marianne. Eventually.
Hey, so... Oh, go ahead. I didn't actually have anything important to say. No, you can go first, Bernadetta.
Good talk.
Okay, well, I guess I'll start. I saw a lovely white butterfly in the mess hall this morning. Oh, but while the wings and body were both white, its eyes were crimson. It was beautiful. I saw one just like that at the stables. You saw one too? Yes, its eyes glittered like tiny jewels. It was wondrous to behold.
Hey, by the way, Willow, did you notice Gil beat you to first?
I
That
did.
would be something.
And then immediately fucked off?
Yeah,
Yes, it would be a most lovely coincidence.
I did notice that.
Well, I guess it's my turn. This morning I awoke earlier than usual and... Well, since I had extra time, I climbed a small hill and looked out over the landscape. You woke up bright and early, huh? That's great. So how was the scenery? Seeing the plains hued red by the sunrise was especially striking. It's like I was standing inside a painting, or... I'm sorry. I can't put into words very well.
Good talk. This conversation presented you by Fire Emblem
I wish
Fates.
I could have seen it. Maybe I can manage to drag myself out of bed before noon one day. Oh dear, listen to me. I'm sorry for going on as long as I did. No, it's alright. Really. And actually... Yes, Bernadetta? Well, I guess... I mean, it's been a long time since I've been able to talk this much with someone. I'm rather awful at speaking to other people myself. So this has been somewhat strange for me as well. Yeah. So, I was thinking it might be nice if we could chat again sometime. What do you think? That would be delightful. Aw, thanks, Marianne. Think of lots of things to talk about for next time. Okay, so there's carnivorous plants, interesting books, the doll I'm knitting, carnivorous plants. You talked about those today as well.
Horses, carnivorous
Yeah,
plants.
but there are lots of different kinds. Anyway, I think this is gonna be great.
We can talk about carnivorous plants. It'll be just like that time that we got the, where we got Segumi, nothing but plants. In Scarlet Nexus. Segumi, would you like more plants? I got you a plant. How about another plant? Plant, though? You can have a plant. Segumi, I know you like plants. It's as easy to buy stuff for Segumi as it is to buy stuff for fucking, for fucking protagonist boy. What the hell is his name again? I don't remember.
Can't help you.
Yuito, yeah, that's the one. You just buy him Baki merch. I guess all people ever gave Kasane was carvings as well. Although Kasane is Kasane and we don't talk about her. Because she sucks. You know, unrelated to anything else other than via tangentially to Fire Emblem. Because of something else I was looking up the other day. You know Zelkov in Engage?
Mm-hmm.
You know that his dub VA is Tomoya Okazaki? From Clanhead?
Really?
Yeah. David Matranga. I wouldn't have guessed, but yeah. I knew I recognized him from somewhere. I couldn't place where, but yeah, apparently that's where. Hey Kasane, you emote about as much as a block of wood, so Kasane got it for
Brilliant,
you.
Marianne.
Yep.
It's not anything special. Sure it
She
is.
talks about as much as a
And
block of wood too,
especially
does
since this is
Kasane.
basically your first time.
I mean, her
You're
response to
natural.
everything is just murder Yuito,
But
so.
me, I was born with a chronic lack of painting skill. That's not true at all.
Maybe I'll
I
get
think
around to
your work is
finishing like the
gorgeous.
DLC stuff for that around my
The
birthday
sky and
this
earth
year.
seem to leap off the canvas.
Finish it up like exactly 1 year later.
You really think so? And what's more, I couldn't help but notice
Oh, I
your
actually
ability
started
in
on
the
a
horses
Souls-like
you rode
today.
here.
Did you?
Yeah, I got it for free.
You overflow with talent, Bernadetta.
Thanks,
Never
PS
doubt
Plus.
I was about to say from where?
That horse thing is just because I'm a
PS
noble.
Plus just handed
They
it to
made
me.
practice all the
Interestingly,
time
it's been
when I
one
was
I've been
young.
interested in anyways.
Still,
Because
I'm surprised
it's
how well it went, considering
ostensibly,
I haven't been in the
according
saddle
to,
for a while.
you know, fan
Maybe
like
I have
theories,
some kind of hidden talent that's
a
starting to bloom.
very, very,
I would expect
very
nothing
distant
less than
prequel to
such an
God
effort
Eater.
from you,
Really?
Bernadetta.
Yeah. Oh, good. We're doing the
Say, Marianne, what do you
Hey
want to do
Kasane,
when
what
this
do you
war
think
is
we
over?
would have for dinner tonight? How about a good old rousing round of killing
Well,
Yuito?
if it were
Don't you
allowed,
say every night, Kasane?
I'd love to go to a forest
Yeah,
where
pretty
sunlight
much.
filters through the leaves and read a book while surrounded by small animals.
My sister would have wanted Yuito dead.
Surrounded by animals?
No, she very clearly would not have.
That's a lovely dream.
Shut up and let me kill you, Yuito.
What do you want to do, Bernadetta?
You literally asked me to kill
I'll tell
you.
you, but it has
In
to
the
stay between
future.
us, okay? I'm, writing a story, and I'd like to finish it. You are so very full of talent. I have such respect for you. Oh, it's not so much. But hey, I just thought of a new story. Okay, so it's about a girl in a remote forest who talks to animals and makes friends with them.
What we really need to
Wait,
do is we need to
isn't
get some
that-
alcohol for Hanabi so she might finally have the
yes.
fucking courage to
Totally
shoot
plagiarized
her
your life.
goddamn
I
shot.
just thought it would be fun to turn your dream into a story.
Fucking goddamn Hanabi.
It is a book I would very
Coward.
much like to read. Please do let me see it if you ever
I mean,
finish.
Yuito's fucking denser than lead, so
Okay,
if
Bernie.
she ever wants
I
anything
just
to
don't
happen,
know.
she's gonna have to fucking man
look
up
forward to it.
eventually.
In that case, maybe you could actually teach me about the forest animals?
Aren't you trying to turn Marianne into Snow White?
You
Yeah,
know
I
so
think
much,
so.
Marianne. Honestly, I'd love to just sit and talk about whatever with you. That sounds wonderful. And it's a promise. We'll talk each other's ears off. It is a promise indeed.
We did Happy and Bernie C, so we just need to do their A. C one was where they talked about plants, and Bernie was clearly talking about raising them, while Happy was clearly talking about eating them, and neither of them were realizing of this.
I had no idea these grew outside the village.
Oh, hi, Happy. Got some fruit there?
Yep. I used to eat them all the time when I was a kid. Care for some?
Huh? Oh, thanks. I'll just have one. Oh, wow. It's sour, but also sweet.
Ah, Sour Patch Kids.
They're my favorite.
First they're sour, then they're
With
sweet.
all the edible plant life around here, you never need to worry about being hungry.
Well, I suppose I've seen edible plants around, but
How
are
nice
there
for those
really all
two,
that many?
bonding with each other over their horrible soon-to-be-dead dads. I know,
need to get out
right?
more. I didn't even notice.
But you must have noticed. You raise them. Like the carnivorous one I saw earlier?
But I don't eat my carnivorous plants.
I'm sorry. Did we or did we not have a long conversation about how delicious they are? In fact, I was just thinking that the jug-shaped one would be divine if we stuffed it with grains and... Bernie Bee?
Always says Happy.
Huh?
There's like some of the inflections there sound
sorry.
very
I
familiar.
was just imagining you eating my adorable little carnivorous plants.
Which I have done. A lot, actually. Haven't you?
Of course not! Why would I eat my plant babies?
Because they're delicious.
No.
What?
I knew that
Okay, that's
inflection
it.
sounded
I'm going
familiar,
to cook you up
but
a carnivorous plant feast right now.
that's
Come
Christine Cabanos?
Wait, no! I haven't said yes!
Happy is Nepgear? I refuse to believe this. There's no
Here you go.
way.
on, dig in.
How does she not
This is
sound
the
like
one with the leaves that
Nepgear?
act like a mouse.
She always sounds like
But
Nepgear.
instead of bugs, I stuffed it with grilled meat.
Like, I can hear the it's the inflections
no.
that made me
Little
think that
guy.
for even a second, but like,
But it would be an insult to its little plant spirit.
I was
if
also
just threw it out.
absolutely
So-
positive that Nova in Zillia 2 was voiced by Kristen Cabanos, and it turns out,
What?
no, it's just fucking Christina V
Well,
doing a
do you
very
like it?
convincing
It's
Christine
my favorite,
Cabanos.
so I hope it ends up
for
being
some
your favorite,
reason.
too. Bernie Bee? Was it so delicious you passed out?
Oh, Bernie's broken.
Okay, come on. Stop kidding around. Hello? I can see you drooling, Bernie Bee.
Okay, Shez we did, Linhart we did, Bernie we did, Petra we need to do, and then Flane. Okay, sweet. We did Dorothea and Flane's C, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's true. Why in the world would I eat my own babies?
Oh, it
Because they
feels
taste good?
wonderful to be
Happy
out on the
percent
town
added
again.
to a watch list.
Wouldn't you agree, Petra?
I would. It has been one battle after another battle. It is feeling good to rest.
I know, right? I'm glad we stopped here. Just look at the market. So many stalls, so much life.
This town must have been sending many soldiers to the war. I was thinking it would be filled with gloom. But the townsfolk are keeping high spirits. This is a good thing.
Commoners are a lot more resilient than you think. It doesn't matter if there are arrows whizzing by their shops or
Arrows.
if there's a new lord
Not
to serve.
arrows, arrows.
They know how to adapt and carry on.
Interesting
Of course,
pronunciation
it's
there.
different if
What
they've lost
dialect is
family.
that? It's not Canadian.
Yes. In Bridget, everyone is family. We fight as sisters and brothers, and are mourning each loss.
One big family, huh? Can't say that for Fodlan. It's a beautiful idea, but it must be awful in wartime. I can't imagine feeling like I've lost a sibling every time a person dies.
Yes. Times of war bring much sadness. But I am also thinking that war is less common. We are not squabbling over land or property, because it is already belonging to all.
That sounds wonderful, Petra.
We are only squabbling over who is sitting on the throne. Oh, and lovers.
Oh, so that's where things get messy. Juicy.
Oi, ladies. Ain't safe for a couple of prim skirts to be out here alone.
Hey, Willow, who's
Why don't
Clara
you come with
Nightingale?
us?
Keep walking, boys.
Nightingale?
Not interested.
Yeah.
Shut up and move, girlie.
Name sounds tremendously familiar.
I mean,
Whoa! What the?
you would be the only person
Watch
who
out, Dorothea.
might know.
This
so
one
that's
has
why I'm
skill.
asking. It's definitely past the bit of miraculous.
That was incredibly
I've seen.
Oh,
uncivil of them. Are you alright? You aren't
one-off
hurt, are you?
protagonist. Or a one-off
I am well.
akumatized victim,
And you?
rather.
Ah,
Pop star.
Not a
Dorothea.
scratch. I'm so relieved those
Not
brutes
the
didn't
voice.
mess up that
So,
silky face of yours.
I think the reason I never connected
But I am not
the
wearing
two of
silk
them
upon my
as
face,
the same
Dorothea.
voice actress is because
No,
Clara
I'm talking about
Nightingale,
your skin.
her thing
Lustrous
is
and
everything
smooth,
she says
you know?
rhymes. So she only
This
ever
is a
speaks in
strange
rhyme, and
comparison.
it's fucking
Silk is
irritating.
easily damaged. My skin
Yo,
has
for all my
strength.
Fate Bros though,
Here, feel.
Dorothea's VA also voices Semiramis,
alright.
as
I
well
can tell
as
just by looking.
Nyantalanta.
Then you are knowing that my skin is like steel.
So that's
like silk.
interesting.
I am thinking we should be taking more care from now on. You are precious to me. I do not want to be losing you to thugs. One of them was a capable
And she's
fighter.
also Reigns.
Please
in
take my apologies
Ralza-
for placing you
in
in
Ralza
such
Zeppelin.
danger. If anyone is trying such a thing again,
Well, that's
I will be
interesting.
keeping you safe.
Hey, you're special to me too, you know. And no one's gonna lay a finger on your head while I'm around.
Oh, and she was Hilda in God Eater 3.
Was she really?
Yeah. And also Shamir. Dorothea and Shamir are the same VA.
That's interesting.
Oh, and she was also... hey, she was also Yuito's mom. And Kasane's mom. In Scarlet Nexus, as it turns out. Ah, yes. So, Dorothea and Flayn was Flayn... Wait, did we do Dorothea and Flayn's B? Well, we definitely did their C, but I can't remember if we followed up with the B where they resolved it. Bio, did we do their B? It's definitely...
I definitely remember their C.
Well, because the C is the one where they're like, hey...
Where
here-
she's like, I don't know any songs that aren't old as shit.
Yeah, and then there was, like, the conversation about how the song that, like, saved the song that did the thing with the war. Did we ever get the resolution to that? I don't remember.
I don't remember, honestly.
That's why I'm asking the research department. The research department will know. Maybe. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play it, and if we've already seen it, tell me, and we'll skip. Yeah, because that's my answer too, is maybe. I know I've seen it. I just don't know. I don't remember if we've done it here or not.
Dorothea, I have it!
You have what?
I have learned more about the story you mentioned the other day. The one regarding the song that ended a war.
That's incredible. How did you manage it?
Ask
I've
Sebeth.
been asking around myself, but I haven't learned a thing.
I actually asked my brother.
Uh-huh.
Or to be more specific, I just so happened to stumble across it in one of his books.
I see. And what did it say?
It is the story of a woman who ended a war with a song. This took place a short while after the Empire emerged victorious from the War of Heroes. The brother of an imperial noble started a conflict regarding the succession of their territory. It was a minor struggle at first, but gradually the other neighboring lords became caught up as well. It became quite the event. One thing spiraled into another, and soon they were on the cusp of a war that threatened to splinter the very empire itself.
Nobles are always like that, no matter the era.
At the time, one woman was very worried about the state of affairs. A childhood friend of the two brothers on opposite sides of the struggle.
Oh, now that's a development right out of the storybooks.
She made her way to the battlefield, which was on
Walking
the brink
fast,
of
faces
exploding
fast.
into violence, stood between the two armies, and began to sing. She filled her every word with the hope that the brothers would not be driven to fight. And it went like this. I remember with fondness days long past with those I love. With warmth in my heart I think of them and sing to the stars up above. Hands once linked now carry swords filled with rage and bloody, and with their smiles forgotten they seek the sweet release of death.
Ah, man, that syllable's not lining up
The
with
sound
Japanese.
of her voice in song moved not only the hearts of the two brothers, but of their armies as well. Soon, they all dispersed and returned to their homes. Having settled their differences, the brothers petitioned the Emperor to change their territories.
That's
So that
certainly
there
a
would
song
be no
playing.
lingering
Yes,
grudge.
yes it is.
They asked to be given lands at the east and west ends of the Empire, with the capital betwixt. And that is the tale of how House Benya and House Menya came to be.
You know, I just realized something. The name of the Middle Franc Opera Company means Friendship at the Center. It's taken from a festival of singing and dancing that was held in the capital long ago in the hopes of fostering peace. Maybe the origins of this festival are found in the story you just told me.
Do you truly think so?
Noble houses divided with the capital between them? Singing and dancing in the center for peace? I don't think it's a coincidence.
Now that you say it, I find I must agree. Which would mean that you, Dorothea, diva of the Middle Franc Opera Company, might use your talent to bring about the end of
By the way,
war.
just so you're aware, Baio is on his
That
way
would be
home,
quite
so there's
something
going to be
were
a
it to
point
come to
where he
pass.
hits a signal dead zone.
I wonder.
Gotcha.
But let's put old
The
tales
good
aside
news
for now and
is
continue our
that,
lessons,
you
shall we?
know, the VOD will be
Perhaps
there,
if we
so
play
you
and
won't
sing
actually
always
miss
is.
anything.
Happiness really will find us all.
And I feel like you end up rewatching this shit like 2 or 3 times anyways.
Bio,
to-
no, you don't
Just
say.
to do your job. Oh, Petra. You did Petra and Deduce C.
Thank you. That is making it much clearer. Didu, what are you looking at?
Just admiring your diligence.
Is that what they
You're
call it
different
these
than I
days?
used to be. You can already make yourself understood. Why is it so important to master this language?
Personally, I don't always.
For the future. Bridget
I always have
and
to do
mine.
that, just usually.
I will be the queen of Bridget. I must be having good diplomacy with Fodlan.
Because your country's stuck between two powers, Fodlan and Dagda.
Yes. And no matter who is winning this war, Bridget must be attending negotiations. If the Empire gains victory, my betrayal will be causing much trouble.
Most likely.
I must be defending myself and my actions. I must be making myself understood.
And that's why you study so intently.
Dagda sure is a name.
Yes. If I am working hard
It
now,
is.
maybe I can achieve a better outcome later.
I have a
Will Bridget and Fodlan be
feeling.
having a good relationship? Or a
It's
bad
also
one?
very similar to like
The
the name
answer
of
is
an
on my
older
shoulders.
Fire Emblem character.
And I am thinking it is the same for you. You will be leading relations for Fodlan and Dusker, yes?
Yes, though there's only so much I can do.
Yeah, I
His
thought so.
Majesty
There
wants
was
to
a
make
guy
Dusker
in
independent one
Thracia
day.
named
And I will
Dagdar.
do all I can to help him.
Or that's how it was
For much
localized.
time,
But his actual
I thought you were
Japanese
simply
name
the guard of his body.
was Dagda.
But this is wrong.
And when
You
Baz
work
and I
without rest for the
played
good of your
Thracia
people.
776,
You tell
our
Dimitri what you are
translation
thinking.
also just called him
You have
Dagda.
much responsibility. It is very impressive.
I don't know how much good I have done. But I care for my people and their future. We have that in common.
Yes, we are alike.
In fact, we've even seen
Indeed.
Dagda, the original Dagda,
So let us be winning this
on
war
stream.
together and seeing both of our dreams
because
come
he
true.
shows up for the first time
Fodlan and Dusker for you,
in chapter
Fodlan and
1
Bridget for me.
Really?
of Thracia, which
With
we
your
did.
helping, I mean,
We did all the
with
cutscenes
your
leading up
help,
to it,
I can
and like the
accomplish
first
so
you know,
much.
couple
Can I
minutes
count on
of
my
the map
mentor to be sharing more
at the
wisdom?
10th anniversary stream.
I'm a mentor now?
We've actually seen Dagda.
Yes. And I will always be here for you too. All you need to be doing is asking. Now, keep teaching me more words, my mentor. I have eagerness for learning.
Oh, good lord! I just looked. It just pulled out of a tab, and like Dorothea's page happened to be pulled up here, and apparently in a conversation that she has with Hanneman, like one of her support conversations with Hanneman, she kind of expands on what she said a little while ago in her own supports here, where she'd mentioned about like, you know, being thrown away because she didn't have a crest or whatever, right? So apparently, in this conversation with Hanneman, she mentioned that she met a noble that she suspected was her father, based on his own testimony that he threw away a crestless child, and that the child's maid mother, and the child's maid mother once she became a singer, right? But he not only failed to recognize Dorothea as that child, but then tried to flirt with her.
Oh, jeez.
Fucking what? You'll be leading relations between Fodlan and Dusker, yes? Well, either that or opening a restaurant. Same difference, really.
I know
Yeah.
I'm hidden. Why do they keep noticing me?
Of course they will be noticing you, Raphael.
You're gigantic.
Whoa! Petra! Wait, why did you say of course?
Because you are moving like a
Nobles, am I
giant
right?
bear when you are
Yeah,
hunting.
True story.
Even animals without ears are hearing you approach. You must have subtleness.
Okay, but bears are really strong, right? So maybe I should just channel a little more of that. Bear roar! Ah!
Bear roar!
This roaring is only making you louder. Now the animals are running even further away. You are hunting rabbits, yes? And foxes? These creatures are not wanting to be
Raph,
friends
you're
with a
literally
bear.
built like a fridge. What makes you think people
Oh,
wouldn't notice you
yeah.
from
I
miles
guess I'd
away?
run too if a bear was coming after me like that. So, how do I get more subtle? I mean, how do bears hunt?
Often, bears are not hunting.
Bears hunt with bear roar.
Seriously? But there are
True
a couple
story.
thousand pounds of muscle.
Sounds correct.
You can't bulk up that much and not even flex. It's just not right.
Do not be looking at me. I am not knowing the ways of bulk.
Oh, right. Well, if the bear thing is off the table, what do you suggest? I mean, how do people hunt in Bridget?
Our hunters have much subtleness. They are hiding themselves completely. For you, I am thinking this is not a possibility. But there are many in Fodlan who are hunting with skill, despite not hiding like the people of Bridget.
Really? Oh.
They are using hounds. Hounds do not have subtleness. But I am not knowing the specifics. We do not use dogs for hunting in Bridget.
Petra, how does one be sub-buttle?
You know,
I don't
think
get
I've
it.
heard of that before. I wonder why dogs are so good at... Oh!
Yeah, I couldn't
Dogs
help
are
but think of
basically
kanji as
wolves,
well.
And wolves are natural hunters! I get
That's
it
not
now.
very sub-buttle, senpai.
So basically, I just need to channel my inner
Ah.
canine.
At Mercer.
I do not have understanding.
Oh yeah! My hunting luck's about to improve! Wolf howl!
Wolf howl's nowhere near as good as bear roar.
Bear roar!
There goes another one. This wolf thing isn't working. My howling's getting better, but it's also getting louder. I'll never be a hunter.
Just
am
remember,
not
shout bear roar
Yeah.
as you run
Wow.
in.
Bear
Where'd you get all that
roar!
game?
And that is why I had the decision to be lying in wait near you.
Well, I'll be. You waited for me to scare all the animals out, then bagged them yourself.
They had such fear of your loudness that they were running in a straight line. Very easy to hit. This is what is called drive hunting. I have been studying the Fodlan way.
Drive hunting, huh?
Yes,
Is that where you use a car to
Fodlan
run
hunters
people
are
over?
using hounds to track their prey and put it into corners.
But we don't have any hounds.
We do not. So, you are being my hound instead.
What? Wait, no! I was being a wolf!
You were saying before that dogs and wolves are the same.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I have been thinking with hardness how I can make you more than just a large man searching the woods for prey. Then I found an idea. You are the hound. I am the hunter. We will be making a great team and catching lots of game.
What?
Hey! I like
What?
the sound of that,
That's
Petra.
the guy that voices Raph.
It's nice
No.
of you to buddy
Yeah.
up and help me with something I've been struggling with.
I am happy
That
to be helping
that
you.
doesn't compute.
Yeah, I know.
And I am
it's
thinking
fucking
Raphael
weird.
style hunting would find much popularity in Bridget.
Seriously? But you already have so many good hunters there. You really think there's a place for me?
The guy that
Because
plays
that would be
Raph is like the
incredible.
most baby-faced man I've
No,
ever seen.
You are incredible.
Incredible.
You would find enjoyment in Bridget life. We have many delicious meats you cannot be finding here.
Oh, yeah. I bet it's a totally
God.
different kind of yummy. Guess
He's
I've got
also
to
a
try it and see
Zoomer.
for myself. The first thing I'm
He
gonna
was
do if
born
I
in
visit Bridget
99.
is order a whole platter of food.
Yikes.
That'll also be the second thing I do.
Wait, then how
And
old
probably
were
the
they when
third.
Three Houses originally came out?
You are a true lover of
2017,
meat.
right? So,
Thereabouts.
like 18?
Oh, and then I'll need to get some
Jeez.
training in. Do people in Bridget like working their muscles too?
Our hunters are all needing to be light on their feet. They are not usually training for enlarging their muscles. But maybe farmers and woodcutters are seeking bulk.
I'm really trying to picture this. I mean, most farmers and woodcutters are pretty burly already, so the Bridget variety must be huge. Oh, wow. This is great. Raphael,
Three Houses
farmer of
was-
Bridget. Raphael, woodcutter of Bridget.
What?
Yes,
I'm
I am
very
proud of my
confused.
home.
How did that happen?
So please come visit. You will always find you are welcome there.
So Three Houses was 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So he would have been literally 20 at the time. But he's also credited as Raph in Fire Emblem Heroes in 2017. Which doesn't seem possible. I'm pretty sure Raph was not in Fire Emblem Heroes 2 years before he debuted in Three Houses. Like, that must be the year that Fire Emblem Heroes released, not the year he was credited in Fire Emblem Heroes. Like, that just does not seem correct otherwise. Raph and Coco. This ought to be good.
I bet it will be.
At last, we come face
Oh,
to face.
no, sorry, we're on Petra.
Constance, is something...
Listen here, there's no need to dance around me, for I bear you no
that,
ill will.
that support was so focused on Raph, I forgot we weren't on him.
I am having confusion. What are you speaking of?
I speak of the bad blood between Bridget and the Empire, of course.
Ah, the war. I am having my own feelings about.
Surely you are aware that it was your father who invaded the lands of House Nouvelle, which I once called home. It was his aggressions which cost me my family, my friends, my land, everything. However, your father and many of your countrymen paid for this in the coin of their own lives. Furthermore, neither you nor I took part in that foolish conflict.
Well, you hid in a cabinet and watched your entire
Therefore,
family get murdered.
There is no merit to our dredging up the past. We need not be at each other's throats. Have I made myself clear? Good. Now farewell.
Constance
Talk.
has a personality of much color. I was not given a chance to give her my reply. I cannot be leaving things like this. I must be telling her that I have understanding. Constance? I am wanting to talk to you about what you were saying before.
Greetings, Petra. I fear I caused you undue distress. Please accept my humblest apologies for the offense. One from my meager and reduced circumstances has no right to insult a woman of your royal standing. As galling as this must be after the fact, I humbly beg your forgiveness.
You can have my forgiveness, although I was not taking any offense.
Oh, what overflowing kindness. Truly, your mercy is too good for a wretch such as I. But I should not expect aught else from one capable of ruling an entire people. You are a mighty boulder, and I, but a pebble by the wayside.
Let me speak, Constance, please. I am knowing that our relationship is complicated. I think about this every day. It is filling my heart with pain and confusion.
I mean, my dad killed your
But
dad, and then
you had the braveness to say what I could not.
my dad got killed.
Stop, I beg you. You will crush my sad and pathetic frame under the weight of such undeserved compliments. I think it best if I keep my own counsel from now on. Pray pay my ramblings no mind. Oh my, now I have been so presumptuous as to tell you what to do. Please excuse me while I go crawl under a rock.
I am not understanding what happened here. Which Constance should I be believing?
Both, neither. Okay, much like Garlic Jr., I think I'm out of the dead zone now. I don't know about that.
Constance, I think I am starting to have more understanding of you. Both parts of you are the true you. The part that cannot be accepting is existing alongside the part that can.
What is
These
this
two are
background
always
music?
fighting inside you. It is very difficult.
Really good question.
I would venture to say that you have described me most aptly. There is still much about myself I have yet to
It
understand.
started with like
But the idea
what
that
felt
the
almost
two
like a
parts
victory
of me exist
fanfare,
in
and
a
now it's
state of
gone into
conflict
something
is
that's
most intriguing.
It's very-
evoking shades of Moggy
Before,
Lou.
you were
I
telling me
was
there
going
no
to say it's
point
very
in
like
having
waltzing
conflict
through
over the past.
flowers-esque. at
You
the
were letting
moment.
go of the past to be living in the present. Your words were touching my heart.
But yes, it does have a Moggy
Yes,
Lou-esque
I do
element
suppose I may
to
have said
it.
something to that
Although,
effect.
no!
How mortifying.
You just got her theme stuck in my
Then
head,
you fled
you
before I could be responding. That was showing me that
She
you have
has one of my
difficult
favorite
feelings for
Fire
me
Emblem
after all.
character themes.
She's not from Fire
Sorry,
Emblem.
not Fire
Also
Emblem,
one part of you battling with the other.
Oh my
I
god.
think.
Tails
It is
character
entirely
themes.
You
possible
guys
that
will
such
think
is the
Tails
case.
and Fire Emblem are the
As I
same
could
series.
never hide the truth
Yeah,
from
well,
you,
I was watching
I must admit I
Fire
found you
Emblem,
somewhat
thinking about
intimidating.
Tails,
Despite my springing the topic on you without warning,
but
you stood strong and listened, and were even gracious
Maggie
enough to
Lou.
discuss it afterward. You dazzled me,
Magillonica.
and I do not respond well to dazzling. I am weak and pathetic as I am now.
No, that is not weakness. It is balance.
The best part is,
The weak part
anytime
is
you-
existing, so the
you
other
think about
part
like
can be
Eleanor
strong for you.
praising
Are you not
who
agreeing?
Maggie Lou was before she
Why ever would
stepped
you
away.
think that?
Because I am the same.
Being like,
I am
you
also
wouldn't
having a weak
understand
part.
the dedication and devotion of the
Like
people
you.
in the church, and she's like,
I am always pretending that the past is not bothering
I
to
just
me.
like to think about what Maggie
But
Lou's
my
internal
father is dead,
monologue in those
are
moments
many
was.
of my
Like, it was
people.
probably like, bitch, please.
This gives me great sorrow, and I am unable to be accepting.
They're both anime
weak
as
part of
fuck,
me
so
is
close
winning.
enough. Yeah, fair.
Why is it that I am still living when so many others had to be dying?
Dreading how early I'm gonna have to get up for
That
work
is a thought that
tomorrow.
I ponder often myself. For what
No,
purpose
you're
am
always
I
up at
even
like 5
here?
a.m. anyway. What's it matter?
I mean, I am,
Why is it
but
that I am the only one left to suffer?
JJ's not gonna be
Is there
happy when I
anything
leave
left for me
for
to
work
live
at
for?
7:30 in the morning instead of 9.
All I feel is the pain of the
Take 'em
people
with
I
you.
have lost.
You know,
But I
if
know
I were
now
going
that
into a
someone like
physical
you,
school building, I
A
might
person
consider
as
that.
dazzling as the
I
other part of
don't
me.
think.
Well, if you're going
also
into an
shares that
electronic
same
school building,
pain.
you don't need to leave the house.
Of
then.
course.
No, I'm going into a physical best self location.
May I be so bold as to ask what it is that gives you solace?
I'll just take it
Brother
with you.
and sister back home.
It's like a physical school.
They're still very small, but thinking of them always provides
Yeah, I'm
me
going
with
into
strength.
my actual office tomorrow.
If I am not able to be claiming the throne, they are likely to be killed. Bridget expects me to be a strong queen, a warrior. Only I can be improving our relations with
Why shouldn't you
Fogler.
have next week off or this week
I
off?
must be rising to the challenge. Where are you
Just
finding
'cause
your
the schools
solace?
aren't in session this week doesn't mean I get the
I take
entire
peace
week
in the
off.
dream the other part of me still believes in.
Again, my agency
The
only
dream that
has
one day,
7 holidays
House
a year.
Nouvelle will be
Yeah,
restored
but you
to
have
its
like a
former
million days
glory.
off.
As unlikely as this
I only
seems,
have
I
167
find I am
hours of
unable
PTO
to
at the
discard
moment.
it entirely.
In my defense, I did
Then
take
let us
Thursday,
both be
Friday,
taking
and
heart.
next Monday off.
We will be living and we will be fighting.
But I've got
We
actual
are sharing a past of sorrow.
work and shit I need to
But
do.
together,
Like,
we
there's
can be
webinars I
overcoming
have
it
to do.
and walking
it-
on towards tomorrow.
Besides, I only have 6 days of
You have my
after-school
deepest
programming
thanks,
this entire
Petra.
month at my site.
Alone, I may never have found the courage I need. But with you beside me, there is hope.
Sounds like a good time to take all but 6 days off this month then.
Even I don't have enough PTO for that, you know.
Oh look, we could do money. Or not.
On a 40-hour work week, even I don't have the PTO for that.
Not with that kind of not with that kind of attitude, no.
Also, I don't think my supervisor would ever actually approve of that.
Yeah, I guess that is kind of some Kingdom Hearts Hubtown music as well, yeah.
I've only ever played demos
I'd
for
like
the
to hear
Kingdom Hearts
opinions on the
games. I've
proposed
never
tactics.
actually bought and fully played a Kingdom
Personally,
Hearts
I
game.
believe it best to gather our forces and attack the stronghold directly. But
I tried to play
Of course, the boar wants
which
to
one
rush
was
in
it? Chain
headlong.
of Memories that was on
Using
the
a small
GBA?
force to take out the enemy's
tried to
base
play
of
that at one
operations is a
point.
far better idea.
I in fact, I think I've only ever played one Kingdom Hearts demo
Do you have something
even,
to say?
and it was
Or are you just
on
going to stand there glaring at me?
my
I have nothing to add.
DSi or my 3 or like my first
So you're
3DS.
saying you have no thoughts on it whatsoever. You don't
In
even
hindsight, I
agree or
really wish that
disagree?
support
You
scene with
just
Petra
purely
beating those dudes up for
blissfully
Dorothea
neutral.
didn't have Petra in it because it would have been good
Enough,
material. But
Felix.
fuck if I'm using
leave
Petra.
Deduppi and tell me more
Never
about this idea
again.
of yours.
We don't need to kick down the
There's
front
gotta
door
be
here.
like a
Sneaking
Starfire
in with a
speak,
small force and
like
burning
a
their food
regular
stores will
English
be
to
more than enough.
Starfire speak translator somewhere on the
Interesting.
internet bio.
We miss a chance to loot their supplies.
There's got
Actually,
or
it
like
would
a
free up our
Reddit
main force for other
where you
matters.
can like post.
Mm,
I'd love
still,
this
it won't be
Starfire-ified.
easy to slip past their patrols. I'd
Reddit will
take
do
my
just about
personal troops
anything
in.
if you
Allow
issue it
me
as
to
a
take on the role.
challenge.
I trust
Yeah,
that
I
will be
mean that's how
satisfactory.
you end up with things like a lion and
Right.
prejudice.
Yes,
We've solidified our
exactly.
strategy. Let's break for a bit.
Okay,
Or a
what
crow
is
on the
your
Orient
problem?
Express.
You've been giving me that look ever since we came in here. You clearly have something on your mind, so spit it out.
It's good to have you with us.
Huh?
Few can debate His Majesty without hesitation or ill intent. Our war council proceeded smoothly as a result.
You make me sound like some kind
Oh
of
no, am
troublemaker.
I doing
I
that?
disagree just for the thrill of it, you know.
And why not,
You don't
Bio?
You want Bio to go on Reddit?
Dimitri's
why would you
always had a
curse him like
reckless
this?
streak. Who knows what kind
Reddit's
of
a
mess
wonderful
he'd drag us
way to
into if
lose a
someone wasn't around
ridiculous
to
amount
stop
of
him.
your time.
The guy would
Well,
gladly throw his
you
life
would
away
know
for someone
as
else,
famous
given half the
Reddit user
chance.
Kiwi Novel.
You have a point.
There are numbers
His
in there
death would mean the
somewhere, I
destruction of
think.
both Fargus and the church.
Oh, there's not. It's just our.
So when I try to protect
it's just
him,
you,
what
Kiwi
I'm
Novel.
really doing is protecting the kingdom.
I think it's an underscore. It's Kiwi underscore
Spoken
novel.
like
Yes,
Shame of
I,
the
there's
Fargus.
definitely an underscore. I could have sworn there were
What's with the
numbers in
smile?
that shit
I
too.
told you.
I
If
do
you want
not
something
do
to say,
things
just
like
say it.
that. It is not something I am
I know
capable
you
of.
spoke up for my sake as well. I'm grateful for it.
Yeah, well, just doing what's expected. I mean, we're, you know, Brothers in arms
I mean,
and all that.
you did Discord for a while. We
Apologies
know how
for
that
the
turned
wait.
out, but you
I
did
trust
do
we're
Discord
ready
for
to
a bit.
reconvene. You two seem to be having a lively discussion. May I ask what it was about?
Of course, Your Majesty. Felix was just saying.
I was saying how much of a fool you are. And now come. We have more important things to discuss.
Like, Do has a lot of exclusively B ranks.
Ash, you've come at the perfect time.
Why is that?
It's this music
Oh, no.
again.
Am I interrupting?
Is
Not
this
at
just
all.
their like
In fact,
you're
I'd like you
out
to
by
try
the
this tea.
laundry music? Because wasn't that
Sure.
the setting last
Did you
time
create
too?
this blend yourself?
I did. Your talk of medicinal herbs inspired me to study them.
Everyone wants
I
to talk to
created a
to
number
do.
of
We
different
established
brews,
this in the
thinking
last
I might
game.
find
Yeah,
one
that's true.
suitable for His Majesty. But first, I would like your opinion on the quality.
Taste testing, is it? I'd be happy to
Oh
help.
look, they're working on tea for Byleth.
Oh, this tastes like...
Yes? How do you find it?
What did you use in this?
Tea.
The same flour you gathered before, mixed with some other herbs, then steamed. I read that doctors
I'd like
in
to
the
point
capital
out
frequently
that shot
concoct
made
a
Ash
similar
look like
blend.
he was 3
Does it not
feet
suit your
tall.
taste?
How many times have we covered the
Oh,
fact
I
that
love it.
Dew is a
Actually
mountain?
reminds me of something.
Dew is literally a wall.
Ash
course.
isn't short.
This is
Dew
what
is just
Leonardo used to give me
ridiculously
when he
tall.
first took me in.
Lord Lenato used to brew this tea.
He sure did. Wow, this really takes me back.
To a time before I killed him.
I wasn't born into a noble family, so when I started living with Lenato, I had no idea how to act. I was nervous as anything at first, but I'd always calm right down the moment I drank his tea.
I did read that this tea is useful for calming nerves. Perhaps he was trying to make you feel at home.
I meant the weird
That
over-the-shoulder
sounds like him.
angle they presented Ash with initially made him
I
look
was pretty young at the
especially
time,
tiny
so
next
I
to
never
Dew.
knew what kind of tea it was. But this
Yeah,
definitely
but
has
like
the same
Dew is
flavor.
also a mountain of a man, so it makes
Strange
sense.
to think I've been in the capital for 2 years now and never came
I
upon
think
it
even
again until
canonically
today.
he has like 3 feet on Ash.
Wonder
Yeah.
if Lenato ever served this tea to Grand Duke Rufus.
He never said?
No, I guess the two of them had a falling out a long time ago. He never really talked about his time in the capital. But I think he started studying herbs as a way to help the Grand Duke. Just like you're studying them to aid His Majesty.
It's possible.
Anyway, thank you, Dedu. That really hit the spot. Hey, would you teach me how to brew it sometime? I'd love to let everyone else try it.
Yes, of course.
So vain.
I'll figure something out, I promise. Just write to your father, okay?
I will.
Hey there, Dedu. Can I help you with something?
No, just passing by.
You sure? Looks like you really want to say something.
I was touched by your interaction with that woman.
What's that supposed to mean?
During our academy days, I often heard untoward rumors about you. You had a tendency to skip training and a certain reputation concerning women. You caused His Majesty all manner of headaches.
I can't deny that. But that's all in the past. I'm a lot more responsible these days, don't you think?
Don't expect praise for merely doing your job.
Right.
Though I have been curious about what caused this change of heart.
Change of heart might be taking it a bit too far. It's just, I always see how Dimitri and Felix are out there doing all these amazing things. So I can't very well be goofing around when they're off making names for themselves. Call it a sibling rivalry.
Sibling rivalry?
They're like brothers to me, which is exactly why I don't want them looking down on me.
I see. I understand how you feel. I had a younger sister.
Had.
Had?
Past tense.
Past tense.
Tell me about her. What was she like?
She loved flowers, and often made crowns out of them. And once she set her mind to something, nothing in the world could change it.
Aw, she sounds sweet. And a little intimidating.
You cannot flirt with the dead, try as you might.
Whoa, hold on. I was just being honest. I'm sorry I never got the chance
What
to
game
meet
do you
her.
think you're in right now to do Persona? Get out of here with
If her
that change of
protective older
heart
brother
nonsense.
didn't kick me into next week first.
I may just have done so. Sylvain, you should visit Dusker after this war is over. My sister's grave is there. It's nothing special, but I would like to show it to you sometime.
We did go with Felix.
I would love
and,
to, my friend.
and
And I'll
Ingrid
make sure
earlier.
to bring a giant bouquet of flowers with
Sure,
me.
we did.
She would like that very much.
Me! Teach me how to cook next. All right. I will teach you a special recipe that is certain to delight everyone back at the church.
His Majesty is looking for you,
Felix was
Mercedes.
too busy dealing with his cat at the time, so I'm not sure that one really counted. Fair.
Goodness, whatever was that about?
My apologies. I have a tendency to frighten animals and children. Perhaps it's my imposing stature, or perhaps it's because I'm from Dusker.
I doubt animals know anything about the tragedy of Dusker, Dedu. Still, I think I may know how to solve this little problem of yours.
Are you gonna give him a cat?
You see, many of the children here have lost homes and families. They tend to be a fearful bunch. And as a large man who is also unnaturally quiet, you cut a doubly scary figure.
Okay,
all
so
we have
far
to
you're
do
not
is
helping.
show
You're
them
just
how
telling him
not
he
scary
scares
you are.
people.
And how do we do that?
Come back tomorrow. I'll have it all worked out by then.
Very well. Done. Here's your flower crown.
Wow, mister. You're just as amazing as Miss Mercedes.
Yeah, this is the prettiest flower crown I've ever seen.
It's like an actual royal crown. Well, make one for me. Please, please, please.
I could, though it would be better to learn how to make your own.
Oh, but my crowns always look all... bleh.
Anyone can do it with enough practice. Well, perhaps not anyone. But if you find it difficult, you can always ask a friend for help.
Fine, I'll try. So how do I start?
Twist the stem there and wrap it once, but gently.
Well, how did it go? They certainly looked at ease around you.
They were indeed, and I owe it all to you.
All I did was brag to them about the magnificent flower crown you made for me.
How very clever.
Oh, please, I barely did a thing. It was your kindness that won them over.
You are the kind one, Mercedes. Thank you.
Miss Mercedes! Mr. Dedu! Look how far I am!
Oh, that's wonderful! Might you teach me how to make one as well, Mr. Dedu?
It would be my pleasure, Miss Mercedes.
Her name right, stupid child.
Oh, how do I even...
Carefully.
Annette, what are you doing?
Oh, Dedu! Perfect timing. Got a sec? So, here's my problem. I'm not entirely sure how to... use this thing.
That is a hero's relic, yes?
Yep, it's called Crusher. I know, pretty intimidating. It used to belong to my uncle. But it's really, really heavy. Just lugging it around tires me out like nothing else. Plus, whenever I swing the thing, I feel like it's gonna take me right along with it.
It does look heavy, yes. Even without its power as a relic, no armor could possibly stand against such weight.
Sounds like I need to build up some muscle then. That's probably gonna take a while, huh?
Possibly.
Too bad I'm not already as big and tall as you.
You might not be able to change your stature, but physique isn't everything.
You know, I think I've heard my father say the same thing. And if that's the case, I'd like to try a few things. Have time to help?
Very well.
Thanks! Though, on second thought, I probably shouldn't go around swinging a relic at you.
I often do my training with a large bag of rocks.
That could work.
Use your entire body, Annette. If you only use your arms, you'll be sent spinning.
Okay, like this?
Yeah!
Exactly.
Whew, what a workout. Still, I feel like I'm starting to get the hang of it. Thanks, Dedu. You're a lifesaver.
Glad to be of service.
I wasn't sure I'd ever be able to wield something like a hero's relic. But you gave me the motivation to try. I'm gonna use this puppy to keep everyone safe. Just you
Proof
watch.
for our parents, she's your cat.
Yes, I'm sure you will.
Huh?
So, for anyone curious, I just got a picture of what appears to be my cat eating a burrito.
It's actually a cat toy, but, you know. It is stupidly cute, though.
Dedu, what are you doing here?
Oh, Annette, I was training.
Wow,
Do you ever take a break? 'Cause you should. It's almost dinner time.
I don't plan to stop yet. I'm still not strong enough.
Boomhammer doesn't do magic
Strong?
damage
You
and
mean
it
with
could
your
swing
axe?
it
Come on. You're plenty good at swinging that
to
guy
do to
around.
train, no problem. But since it
No,
does,
I
it
must
crumple
make up
into
for
a
my
singularity
inability to
on
wield a hero's
contact.
relic.
Yeah.
You, Felix, and the others are all able to make use of their immense power. I know I can never rise to that level, but if I could somehow close the gap. To be honest, I'm envious. Envious of your ability to wield such a powerful instrument.
Oh, I don't think I've ever heard you open up like that before.
I apologize.
Okay,
Please forget I
burrito.
said anything.
No, I'm happy you told me. I feel closer to you now. Anyway, I think you're really strong already. I don't know what we'd do without you.
Like every time I bat it away, you just give it back to me.
You're
Yeah,
invaluable
because you keep
with
trying
or
to go
without
for
a
other
rank.
things.
Crests and relics are only useful on the battlefield anyway. But you can cook and sew and do all kinds of helpful stuff. Meanwhile, I'm pretty much just 9 thumbs and a toe. Plus, you swing around that heavy axe like it's nothing. So I mean it, Dedu. You're amazing.
We each have something the other lacks.
Exactly. Besides, maybe it's a good thing that you can't use a relic. If you could, you'd be too good and the rest of us would just be getting in your way all the time.
Not inaccurate.
Training is fine and dandy, but don't be so hard on yourself, okay?
You're strong in your own way, Annette. Your optimism is infectious. It aids not only me, but everyone else as well.
Aw, you're making me blush. Still, I guess being positive sort of is one of my special talents, huh? And if it managed to help you even a little, that's enough for me. Anyway, I made dinner today, so let's head back and start feasting. It'll be yummy, promise. I mean, I did manage to make the bottom of the pot fall out, so things got a little hairy there for a second, but it smells great.
The bottom fell out?
Yeah, but it turned out amazing, I swear. I can't wait for you to try some.
How did you manage to... Never mind. Let's eat before it grows cold.
Alright, last one, and then we'll pick up with Dedu Catherine next time.
Ingrid, I have brought sustenance.
Oh, thank you, Dedu. These look wonderful. Your timing is impeccable. I was just about to wrap this up.
Writing reports?
Yes, I was summing up the results from our most recent battle in the Dusker region. It was a dreadful fight. It will be quite some time still before the situation in Dusker stabilizes. Obviously, I'm glad those involved in the tragedy were captured in the end, but...
But like any other region, Dusker is home to all kinds of people. Some good, some bad.
Exactly. The kingdom is no different. We may have our fair share of villains, but we should not be blaming innocent people for the actions of the bad ones.
It's human nature to generalize. I'd be lying if I claimed to hold no hatred towards Fargus for the devastation it brought to my home. But I've come to meet many kinds of people as I've lived here with His Majesty. Some hurled stones and insults, not only at me, but at His Majesty as well. Yet some remained kind to me, despite my heritage.
I guess I never really had to think about
Ingrid,
it
I
like
have
that.
brought sustenance. Let us consume these
Honestly,
calories
Dedue,
together. Dedue,
not for
Flake
you,
is the robot, not
I
you.
would have gone on
Trying
stubbornly
to get
hating
too
and
mixed up on
fearing
that.
everyone from Dusker. No matter how much
In the
His
words of
Majesty
Mila
insisted
Maxwell,
on their
I greatly
innocence.
enjoyed ingesting calories with you.
But you did meet me, and now you have taken the first step toward change. It may not be my place,
Somebody's
but
playful.
I find that willingness to change admirable.
I am wholly undeserving of such praise. I still have a long way to go. But enough of this. After I am finished here, maybe we could grab a bite together in town.
Sure.
The other day, His Majesty introduced me to an inn that serves the most excellent food. It is actually owned by someone from Dusker. I was amazed how much I enjoyed everything. I would love to take you there.
Ingrid,
Yes? I am sorry, are you not interested? Or do you have other plans?
nothing like that. You said His Majesty brought you there.
Well, yes. He seemed quite familiar with the owner.
I see.
Why do the both of them sound
Call
so
for me when
robotic
you're
here?
ready.
It's just them being really awkward
Right
with
now,
interacting
I
with
must
each other.
find His Majesty.
That's, I
and
have to
remind him
assume,
not to be
right?
so cavalier in his movements, even with you at his side.
Oh dear. Perhaps I should not have mentioned that part.
Alright, well, that'll get us sorted for this week. Next week we've got Catherine, Dedue Catherine, and then we drop into Felix, Ash, Sylvain. I mean, we've got a bunch left to go. A lot. So, you know, it'll be probably another couple weeks yet on this.
And until then, we'll catch you guys next time.